This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't like that. You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It is Tuesday, August 20th. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon. I am Sam. Let's get right to it. We are learning new details about Jeffrey Epstein's last few days. Shockingly, he signed a will just 2 days before he killed himself in a New York jail. We're also learning he left behind an estate worth more than $577 million, including $56 million in cash. Epstein put all of his holdings in a trust, but no word yet who is the beneficiary. Epstein was facing federal charges, of course, of sex trafficking when he took his own life. Of course, social media, again, running rampant with conspiracy theories, saying that this makes it look even more fishy.
It does. This is a bad, Soderbergh movie. This is becoming crazier and crazier. Look for the name Indike. That is a lawyer who apparently he left about $577 million to. He only represents Epstein. There's no other background about this guy, so look to hear that name for a while. But all of this is fishy. It looks coerced. It looks stressed. Expect a lawsuit or an investigation.
Tori, I thought it was fishy, and I was going to run with the conspiracy theories. And I thought about Aaron Hernandez. Remember, he's the disgraced tight end from the New England Patriots who killed that man, and he's sitting in prison, and he kills himself so that the victim's family couldn't go after his estate. The estate was going to go to his daughter and his fiance at the time.
If that is even the reason, considering that there's $56 million in cash alone, and there are allegedly a lot of victims. In fact, 3 overnight just came out, Stephanie. So we have 3 more lawsuits from alleged victims who filed lawsuits against the Epstein estate.
Okay.
So I want to see if there's a will, if there's anything. Can that somehow be overridden?
There could be an injunction.
Good.
There could be an injunction if they have a civil suit. They can literally have an injunction where they stop. No money gets paid anywhere. They have a trial, and the judge figures it out. But a will take precedence.
Yeah, because one of the young girls that just came forward, in her details, in her affidavit, she says that her passport, Stephanie, was confiscated at the Caribbean island, so she could not escape.
And there was girls as young as 14 involved. And we spoke about a young lady called Virginia just literally last week, and how the madam, I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. I want to say it was,
don't even say her name. Yeah.
But the madam took her around the world. There was images
allegedly,
of her.
Yeah.
Well, there's images of her in New York with Epstein, in the Bahamas, at his private mansion in El Paso, so many different places. And sadly, some of those images were with my very own Prince Andrew, a member of the royal family, when she was 17. His arms are around her in his private home.
Yikes. Yeah, we'll have to follow the story, but I hope, to all those involved, may they rot in hell, and may the victims get all the justice that they deserve. Almost 200 of the most powerful CEOs in America are vowing to do better. The leaders of companies like Apple, Amazon, and Home Depot signed a letter saying they are giving up the idea of maximizing profits for shareholders as their top priority. Now they say they are committed to balancing the needs of shareholders with those of the customers, employees, suppliers, and local communities. But some, they're not believing it. They think this is just another PR move. And if these corporations really cared about their employees, they would pay them more and let them unionize. To that point, Brandon, I was shocked to find out the Walton family, who owns Walmart, just how wealthy they are. $100 million a month they make, what they make per minute. And I'm just talking about individuals. So I'm just talking about one sister.
Like Mr. Walton.
What she makes per minute is more than what way more than what a cashier or an employee of Walmart makes. So yeah, you're paying Walmart employees $11 an hour, and you're making $100 million a month. You gotta pay people livable wages when you can't even count that much money.
No.
Yeah, and this has been a social injustice because, we've been talking about this for quite some time. Corporate greed has more effect or influence on society than our own government does. We've seen that. Remember, Tori, you've been saying that there's been a bill on Mitch McConnell's desk for quite some time that will have more background checks to people, but the NRA has waged in and they've thrown money and the lobbyists have come in. So when it comes to things like livable wages, when it comes to maternity leaves or bringing back some of these jobs overseas to America, this is something that corporate America has to stick their foot in.
Yes.
So I hope this is not just a PR stunt. want. But at the same time, kudos to Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders for kind of being on the forefront of this and holding these corporate places or corporate companies accountable.
Yeah.
But even though you just said you hope it's not a PR stunt, even if that's the bare minimum that
You're
it is,
okay with that?
eyeballs are then going on to those specific companies, and people are going to be asking more questions like the ones you just asked. How come you're earning $100 million in a month, or 100, however much it is, versus your employees not earning even 10% of that sometimes in an entire year?
0.0000% of that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and
Final thought.
Just walk the walk if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, don't talk the talk, walk the walk.
Yeah, exactly. It just makes you even worse of a person.
I was going to say, it's almost worse to say this and not do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. Yes, we will. This is a really disturbing video. A group of students from Southern California are being condemned right now, rightfully so. And a warning to our viewers, you may find this content disturbing. It's all over this video showing members of the boys' water polo team at a high school in Garden Grove, California, giving the Nazi salute. They're also singing a Nazi song in unison. Their school has strongly condemned the video, saying they addressed the situation but have not disclosed if or how the students were disciplined. Meantime, check out this photo taken on a ride at Universal Studios in Orlando. 4 tourists are seen giving the Nazi salute and showing the white power sign. The group has been banned from the park. Good. I'm glad. I want to know what the school has done, Tori, disciplinary-wise. I want to know, because I want there to be a precedent. Did you suspend them for a day? That's not enough. Did you expel them?
What's the deterrent
Was there
here?
any sort of education about how horrific, the Holocaust was? Like, do they really, really, really believe in that disgusting ideology of Hitler and the Nazis? What would they tell you, a Jewish woman? What would they tell you to your face?
Well, in a lot of ways, white supremacy has become somewhat more, and I hate using this word, but it's a colloquialism, but trendy. It's become more trendy. It's become a thing to do. And I think what people forget is what white supremacists actually did. They gassed, they burned. They scalped.
Children, women, men, humans.
Mutilated 6 million human beings. So, and a lot of people say, hey, it's my First Amendment rights, which is an issue you and I have kind of talked about. Just know that these kids went into a private room in the school that's alone to organize and sing a German song while doing a Hitler sign. That's an organization that is, they've done it before, this is a club.
But
that's scary.
So many times you say when there's protests or processions, and I'm not saying I agree with this at all, I do not. Correct, I'm just being very clear with this. But they are in a private room, they're not shouting at members of the public. So what does that mean?
So any
Can we be
school
mad at
in
them
America,
still?
including this one, I assume has a moral clause in that, and having hateful imagery, or you can't put a swastika on your locker, for instance. Any kind of Heil Hitler is going to be a hate image or a hate gesture.
I'm sorry,
that should
listen,
be
I'm for
outlawed.
freedom of speech, but Tori, this is where you and I will disagree in the sense that I want there to be even more repercussions, because I do believe that words of hate lead to acts of hate. We saw that happen in New Zealand with that mosque. So
with this one on the Heil Hitler sign, I agree with you. It's a symbol of hatred, and I think it is not as protected as just anything. It isn't.
Yeah. All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Chime in, DBL Nation. Please, please, please. We do want to hear from you. Well, Harry and Meghan have not had an easy week. The British press has been targeting the royal couple for taking a private plane to the south of France last weekend. They're accused of being hypocritical because they've expressed concerns over climate change and yet are flying private. But now Elton John has come to their defense. It was his house they were visiting and he booked their private flight. Elton tweeted, "I'm calling on the press to cease their relentless and untrue assassinations on their character." He goes on to say, to support Prince Harry's commitment to the environment, we ensured their flight was carbon neutral by making the appropriate contribution to carbon footprint. So can you be environmentally conscious and still fly private?
Look, I don't care if they had Carbon San Diego on that daggone plane. Like, you can't tell me that you're about the environment and then you're flying around in private jets and I got to have paper straws at Starbucks. Come on now.
I don't know. See, I think we've gotten so high horse with putting our environmentalists or even activists to such a high standard. I think if anybody's contributing to whatever cause, whether that be cancer research, they might not be a flawless activist, whether it be Black Lives Matter, whether it be the environment, you're not always going to be a flawless activist. So I'd rather have a part-time activist than a non-activist.
Yeah. I also think security-wise, and you can talk more about this, this is just common sense. They can't fly commercial.
They're royal.
You can't do it. And they paid the carbon footprint. What else do you want them to do? They're spending their lives trying to make this world a better place.
All that jet jet fuel for the girl from Suits and a baby and the Prince Harry?
Yeah, but you've got to think they're constant targets. If they were to fly on a normal plane, then that would be a security issue for every single person on the plane. But what really frustrates me is that literally a week ago we were celebrating a man for getting on a Southwest flight, and that's a considerably bigger jet with a considerably bigger emissions, and he was all over the press for being a hero for getting on the flight and celebrating on his own.
I know.
He's just a regular member of the public.
I just think, I think we've almost lost. Does that erase all of the good work they've done? I think we just
common sense, right?
Yeah, I mean,
paper straws it is, guys. I get it. Paper straws.
Well, DBL is live. Coming up, air mattresses go flying when the wind picks up. We'll tell you where this crazy scene happened. Plus, home and family host Cameron Mathison swung by DBL yesterday. We'll bring you some highlights in case you missed it. And you, the viewer, you're our fifth host. Should the media, including DBL, show photos of suspects or convicted criminals on TV? Your comments on the hot button debate next.
Cashnet.
Hey everyone, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you right now. But I think we're going to go to the desk and see what's going on with our hosts. They're very chatty up there. I want to know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's happening up here?
That was a good call.
What are y'all talking about?
And they had to do it because
We're talking about
Carbon San Diego.
We're talking about how certain activists get held to a certain standard. And my opinion has always been, because people, for instance, I don't eat meat because I know that animal agriculture contributes to 40% of the environment, but I still drive a car. But does that erase all the work that I do? No. Jeff eats meat, but he's so great at recycling. He's so great at wanting to get rid of single-use plastic. So does that erase all the good work that Jeff's doing? Absolutely not. So I feel like we've come to this place where it's like if you can't say that you're for this specific charity without somehow being flawless, that you're going to get condemned for it. I think that's a really slippery slope to go down.
That's what Ellen said today. She put out a tweet and says it's a dangerous slippery slope when you are mocking two people who are spending their whole life trying to make this world a better place. You can't nitpick
it's weird
like that. I agree with you on this.
It's the same thing like when let's say I would get upset about a certain issue and then somebody would be like, but there's starving children in Africa.
Right.
They don't have to be mutually exclusive. Right. I can be outraged about police brutality. I can be outraged about animal rights. I can be outraged about the climate crisis. It's weird how people start to nitpick when it comes to activism.
Let me ask you all a question, because they're saying, a lot of people online, these comments are reading, well, and you guys have said this before, we only have, 25 years left?
No, until we really do something. Meaning, we have about 20 years, according to the Green New Deal.
Yep.
And the UN and the people that did the research with the United Nations, if we don't get our act together and put in some things now within the next 20 years, then there's no way to recover.
So a lot of people are saying every flight counts then. We're at that time now, we're at that critical moment.
Yeah, but you could nitpick and say, then why do we even eat meat when there's the animal agriculture industry is way more CO2 emission driven than private planes and commercial planes. So why?
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host, when we talk about what you're talking about. In the wake of a number of mass shootings and other high-profile cases, many of which we cover in DBL, we currently choose to not show the images of suspects and people convicted of violent crimes. And yesterday, there was some debate about showing photos of the recent attempted mass shooters on air. So are these images appropriate or harmful? DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. Take it away, Brandon.
Here we go. Daniel from Facebook says, let them wear the scarlet letter, just like those boys in high school practicing Nazism. I hope all the colleges and jobs they apply to are aware of their ignorance. Daniel, I look at it like this. I think that we should show the faces, but not glorify them, because in the see something, say something world, maybe one of those terrorists planted something months back, and then some lady is sitting there looking at the news, she sees them and can tell the FBI, hey, I saw him in this warehouse at a dodgy time. You like dodgy.
That was really
I was going to say
good.
thanks, Brandon.
That was good. Ben from Facebook says, if it's news, we should show their faces. Why hide them? Ben, you're a man after my own heart. I really strongly agree with you on this. In terms, except for when they want notoriety, I don't want to show their names and faces if they've done something. But for instance, yesterday we put a 3-shot, right, of all 3 of those people who had been preemptively arrested.
Yep.
That was important for me, for every viewer to see. They all looked incredibly similar. They were all the same race, the same age. That's important. That's a pattern. That's an epidemic. So I think it's important.
Chanel from Facebook says, because of the racist slant put on many of the stories in the media, I feel that showing photos, especially of non-minorities, offers balance to the history of what a criminal looks like in America.
Said. Well said.
I can't even comment anymore. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think this is a very important message.
Thank you for that comment, Chanel. Honestly, thank you. Cindy from Facebook says, let's not glorify these monsters, but at the same time, describe them a 24-year-old white male, because that's an important detail, especially if it's a suspected hate crime. I think, Cindy, that's the perfect compromise. I think we want to not only see some sort of criminal profile, especially if there was a trend that our experts can look for, but also try and denounce that narrative that it's only one skin color that commits terroristic threats. We all know it seems to be white young boys, at least in this country.
Paul from Facebook says, I want people to know what these terrorists look like. And to the surprise of many, they might look just like their babysitters or neighbors. Absolutely. If it had been a Muslim person, we would have been showed them in a hijab. Had it been Trayvon Martin, he would have been
in a hoodie.
So now there's a little Bert or a little
baseball hat. Or
show them in what they really are.
Well said. Well, coming up on DBL, caught on camera flying mattresses. Well, why were they even outside to begin with? And see what happened when Hallmark host Cameron Mathison swung by DBL. Don't miss the highlights coming up next.
Are you? Hey, DBL Nation. Welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm Jeray for the Slay, and while we're here, go ahead and pull up those search bars, J-A-R-A-Y for the Slay, okay? Let's be friends and let's talk more about what your beauty needs are. Now, for today, we're talking about skin that slays. And in today's Skin That Slays episode, I want to talk about the nitty-gritty, guys. The good stuff that really makes your skin get going. I'm talking about serums. Yes, I said skin serum, okay? Not scarum, serums, all right? Now, a serum is going to be more of a concentrated value of ingredients that are helping to change and make sure that your skin looks its absolute best. Now, with skin serums, you don't want to actually be overdoing it at the same time and lapping on serum plus oil plus all this extra stuff. So you kind of actually want a basic routine when you're using a serum. But let's go back to what a serum is. Serums are going to be a highly concentrated value of vitamins that are going to be able to be a much smaller molecule so that they're able to get into your skin. Now, when you're using a serum, these are typically helping with affecting change in the skin, such as dryness, radiance in the skin, or maybe even for more acne-prone skin too. A couple of different serums that you can get would be like a hyaluronic-based serum for more hydrating skin. A antioxidant-based serum would be something with retinol. This guy is going to be for more brightening into the skin. Another one would be a serum with salicylic acid. These guys are going to be for more of your acneic skin type or people with more clogged pores. Now, serums are a wonderful way to actually treat your skin, but don't forget to make sure that you still cleanse your skin beforehand and moisturize afterwards. This will help to make sure that your serum is actually going to get into your skin and really help you out. So until next time, guys, let me know what your favorite serums are, and maybe we can go ahead and mix and match with some serums, okay? We'll see you guys next time for your next Beauty Blast.
Welcome back to DBL. Yesterday we had on a very special guest, Cameron Mathison, formerly of All My Children and currently the host of Home and Family on Hallmark. We sat down with him to talk about his new projects and asked him about some fun in the past. Here's a look.
Our guest co-host, Cameron Mathison, is a busy man. Now, you just took a brief hiatus from Hallmark's Home and Family to film The Christmas Club. So tell me about The Christmas Club.
Oh my gosh. I mean, here's the thing. You're doing a movie for Hallmark. You know it's going to be a feel-good, sweet story. I don't mean to blow it for anybody, but there's going to be a happy ending at the end of it. No, The Christmas Club, it's a sweet story about second chances. It's about...
Is that you on Santa's lap?
That's me on Santa's lap. That was not part of the movie. I was shooting some behind-the-scenes stuff for Home and Family.
Okay, that makes sense.
Did you say that was on your iPhone?
Yeah, that's on my iPhone. I shot that on my
What?
Yeah, exactly. Looks pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Does look good.
Thank goodness that was not from the movie itself. It's going to be much better than that. Yeah, no, but working with the amazing Elizabeth Mitchell, you guys might know her from many things, including Lost. Great actress. One of the sweetest people, if not the sweetest person I think I've ever met. Like the most upbeat, positive person, which made doing a movie like this, which again is a very feel-good movie, that much better. It's a sweet, sweet story, and I think people are going to like it.
When does it come out?
Comes out in
Take
Christmas.
a guess.
Yeah, I'm going to guess around Christmas time.
I'm a Jew. I'm a Jew.
Wow.
It comes out
for Halloween. It's going to be wonderful.
I don't have the date, but I'm guessing it's going to be late November, early December. Let's go with that.
All right.
That's
Dripping with sarcasm, Cameron. I heard
Hard-hitting questions here on Daily Blast
It
Live.
could come out mid-December, maybe.
All right, easy there. We have a special message, actually, from your home and family style guy and friend of our show, Lawrence Zarian. Let's check it out.
Okay.
One day I said to Cameron, "You're really good looking. Like you're perfect. Please tell me that there's one thing that's not perfect." And he thought about it, and he thought about it.
No.
And he thought about it.
No.
So if you got nothing, that means you're perfect. And Cameron, I love you very much, and I will see you soon. And I will see my DBL family very soon. Have a great show.
How cute is that?
Elsie, you're the best.
So
You're
you
the
can't
best.
think of anything that's not perfect.
Of course I can. There's a million things. I wasn't sure like how personal to get to tell them that. But yeah, we all have got imperfections. It's the imperfections that make us, who we are, I think.
Let's go around the horn and say an imperfection that we're open about.
Okay, I'm a perfectionist.
Okay.
Yeah, like I get really hard on myself making everything perfect, and I got to kind of just let go.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's totally
like coming off the plane with half an hour to prepare for this, racing in a change, putting my pant leg as I'm coming into the show.
You're doing great.
I was like, I'm just going to enjoy the moment because this is exciting. I love it.
So you're doing great with that. What's an imperfection that you have?
I've always struggled with my temper. I'm better at it, but I think I fly off the handle. For sports teams, you know what I mean?
See, I don't know that side of you.
Yeah, well, let's not get there. Let's not get there.
Right.
I think I need to be better with being on time and cleaning, responsibility-wise.
Okay.
I would concur.
Okay, moving on to Erica.
I'm way too aloof.
No, you're not. No way.
Yes,
You feel that way?
Do you really feel that way?
Yes, people are like, what do you care about? I'm like, I care about things.
You do. You care about
I care about a lot of things. I just
don't
like to
feel
just
it.
be like, you know.
I feel like you're pretty sharp. You're on.
You
You know
think-
what? Oh yeah, you know what's going on.
You must be
I feel
peaceful a lot of the time, just like
I'm not peaceful.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean,
Cam doesn't want to see our dark side.
We've got like tempers and we're angry. I love it. All right, now also you happen to be the host of Entertainment Tonight Weekend, which takes you to some unique locations.
Yes.
Like this Chippendale stage. Check this out, guys.
Oh boy.
This is it, my moment of pec-flexing, shirt-ripping truth.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Was there any moment you're like, it's not gonna rip? I'm always worried it's not gonna rip.
Just when I thought I got to a place in my career when I mean, yeah. By the way, it barely did rip. I thought I was going to be that guy that couldn't get out of the actual tank top. And they're scored like they're made to rip, and I still almost did rip it. But that was for a series. So yeah, at Entertainment Tonight, they did this thing called Can Cam, where they would put me up to these fun challenges. Like Chippendale, American Ninja Warrior. I raced Maseratis against Josh Duhamel. Really fun challenges incorporating celebrities. That was Tyson Beckford, who's awesome, and so they had me on there. But no, the pants stayed on, everybody.
Wow.
The pants.
Hot. All right, we will be right back.
Awkward in here, didn't it?
Promotional.
Hey guys, today I am going to be trying my first ever corn dog. I've never seen a corn dog, I've never smelled a corn dog, tasted a corn dog, ever. The only time I've really heard about a corn dog, I think, if I'm correct, was when Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman said, let's pop a squat and eat a corn dog. That might be completely incorrect. I'm sure you guys will write in and let me know. But let the corn dog commence. Okay, so this is my first look at a corn dog. It looks slightly questionable, but I'm gonna sniff it. It kind of smells like it should taste like a donut. Okay, it's not hot, so I'm just gonna go for it. Do I just bite in? Just bite in? Oh, you know what? That's all right. It tastes kind of a little sweet. It tastes like a hot dog with sweet, chewy bread. You know what? With a bit of ketchup, I would rate this quite highly. 7 out of 10. To all the corn dog lovers out there, I salute you and I join the club.
Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, you gotta see this wild video of an air mattress invasion. High winds caused dozens of mattresses to go flying through the air. This happened right here in Denver, Colorado during an outdoor movie night event. The airbeds were set up in a field without anything to anchor them down. No word on what movie was playing, but we got a feeling it's Gone with the Wind. Yeah. I think we should switch that up every hour.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a little old.
Yeah, maybe something like Up, the movie.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good one. It's a really good one.
Thanks.
I don't even. Of course, it gets windy in Denver. Of course, an air mattress is gonna lift up off the ground.
It's a weird common sense thing. They were sitting there to watch it, I think, for cinema, right, outdoors with the air mattress, which is a great idea, except when the wind comes. What a weird.
But aren't you supposed to be laying on the mattress?
Right.
Maybe it was before the event started.
Oh.
That wind, you never know.
Yeah, right. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Hi, DBL Nation. Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital Team. I guess. This is Patty. She's one of our senior supervising producers.
How exciting. We love
She is
Patty.
the senior supervising producer, I should say.
I can't believe
And this is Tori.
Hi, guys. Now, if you remember about a long time ago, I went to London to watch the royal
She has
wedding.
a lot of work to do.
Well, Patty was my producer on that, so she was behind the scenes.
We're going to talk about me. Okay.
Yeah, and then she got a big promotion because she's amazing, and we're so proud of her.
Female.
Boss, girl, boss, girl, boss. See,
Okay,
just
guess what we're doing today on the show, and I'm supposed to tease it. Do you know what we're doing?
No.
Do you know you're trying 3 different chicken sandwiches?
didn't.
Oh, I'm so jealous, but
I know, I'm jealous too. I'm like, can you see?
DBL Nation, help me out here. I think that Church's chicken is
Oh, God,
the
I've
best.
heard that. I've heard
No, Popeyes is better than Church's.
Oh, boy.
When did you have Church's, Kelly? She hasn't had Church's, so she can't.
I feel like I have I feel like I had back in the day.
I'm sorry, hold on. What are we saying?
Popeyes is definitely better.
Definitely better than KFC and Church's.
You're right. KFC isn't even.
Church's
KFC
is not
isn't even
good, Joe. They got good jalapeno poppers, but everything else.
What about the rolls Patty speaks of?
The biscuits with the honey in them.
Biscuits.
Okay, what about Popeyes? Biscuits are delicious. Popeyes,
Yeah, them biscuits are good.
They got spicy for sure. Is it crunchy like Popeyes?
Yes, it's very crunchy.
Anyway, we weren't here to talk about chicken. We were here to talk about chicken sandwiches.
Oh, all right.
Oh, fair enough.
So Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, or Wendy's? Let us know your thoughts.
Popeyes for that.
Yeah, right? It's got to be the best.
I think so.
I've heard a lot of good things on the interwebs. Let us know if you've tried them. Bye. Bye.
Okay.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You think this hair just naturally stays like that?
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, August 20th. I'm here with Erica, Jeff, Brandon. I am Sam. Al has the day off. Let's get right to it. Well, we are learning new details about Jeffrey Epstein's last few days. Shockingly, he signed a will just 2 days before he killed himself in a New York jail. We're also learning he left behind an estate worth more than $577 million, including $56 million in cash. Epstein put all of his holdings in a trust, but no word yet on who the beneficiary is. Epstein was facing federal charges of sex trafficking, of course, when he took his own life. So, Jeff, in your opinion, does this make him even more suspicious now?
Well, no, it makes me less suspicious of all the conspiracy theories. If he knew he was going to kill himself, he tried that time before, he wasn't successful, put his affairs in order, or what his affairs were, and then he successfully killed himself. I don't believe all the conspiracy theories. I never did. And this kind of goes to my theory.
Erica, what really makes me nervous is the fact that there's all these alleged victims, right? And in fact, we're live. 3 new victims just came out, just filed lawsuits against his estate. One of the young girls saying that her passport was confiscated when she went to the Caribbean island, so she could not escape. So he allegedly kidnapped her. Are they going to see any share of the estate?
I hope that they do.
Yeah.
Actually, my viewpoint is completely opposite.
So you think
Jeff.
more conspiracy now?
I'm more suspicious of the reason why someone who's worth $577 million wouldn't have already had their affairs in order.
Right.
You already have your affairs in order.
Yes.
So whatever happened and they decided to change, which that's definitely amendment, that's not original.
So you believe this was an amendment to the
Yes, I do believe that.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, I think it has something to do with all the secrets and the dirt that's being hidden right now.
Wow, wow, wow. And you think that he did this to prevent the money going to the victims?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like Aaron Hernandez. Remember the disgraced tight end for the New England Patriots? He killed someone, and while he was in prison, he hung himself so that the victim's family couldn't get that money. It was like sort of like a loophole that he and his lawyer
I hope that this isn't the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's horrific.
I hope not. But $56 million in cash
alone
means that you are trying to bribe people. You are trying to use that money.
Yeah,
to
what do you need
get out
that
of
in
jail.
cash?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And who found that? Maybe there was $57 million.
I know.
Maybe it was 58.
Can you blame him?
No.
Yep. Chime in, though, DBL Nation. We do want to hear from you. Almost 200 of the most powerful CEOs in America are vowing to do better. The leaders of companies like Apple, Amazon, and Home Depot signed a letter saying they're giving up the idea of maximizing profits for shareholders as their top priority. Now they say they are committed to balancing the needs of shareholders with those of the customers, employees, suppliers, and local communities. But some don't buy it. They believe this is just a PR move. Jeff's already shaking his head. And if these corporations really cared about their employees, they would pay them more and let them unionize. You're shaking your head.
I want to swear right now with the BS word. Get real. You're going to let your stocks fall to support your employees? Get real. Get real. But you're gonna take away my peanuts and make me pay for my bags, but you want to impress your stockholders. I'm not buying any of this.
So you don't believe in moral capitalism?
Wait. Get real. They're gonna let their stocks fall.
You know what's,
this is a joke.
You
this
know
is
what's
a straight
crazy?
joke.
Okay, so the Walton family, they own Walmart. Okay, so they, according to a number of different Forbes magazine and stuff, they earn more a minute than any of their employees do a year. So that means that they're earning $25,000 a minute. And this isn't them as a conglomerate. This is just like brother Jeff here is making 25 grand a minute, $1.5 million an hour, $100 million a month. So you pay your employees $11 an hour. I think a livable wage here, when you're banking $100 million a month, is completely a doable thing to do. Do you think more corporations will start thinking that way? Or are you on Jeff's side where you think it's just PR?
I don't think it's just PR. I think that the pendulum is swinging in another way. You have to understand that a lot of people who are CEOs now are a part of a different generation than the CEOs before. And because of the way that corporations work in terms of gaps, you'll see sometimes where there'll be like a 75-year-old who is retiring and a 35-year-old is taking over.
Yeah.
That means that's a completely different mentality. So when the pendulum swings the other way, then people are a little bit more connected with the way that they got there, not so much being there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to change overnight.
What about the shareholders? Do you think the shareholders are going to expect more? Do you think they want to be on board?
Of course.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, and we're seeing this now, that so many jobs have been commingled and people are doing multiple jobs for the same amount of money, that you're starting to see companies who want to take better care of their employees because they understand that taking better care of their employees produces better producing employees.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Invest.
Absolutely.
Invest
but when
in
you're
your
already
employees.
here, you're not going to take a dip in your overall.
Maybe they will. Maybe Erica's right.
When you see a forecast, you might have to.
I don't know. I think these CEOs have a big ego and they want to all be Jeff Bezos and they don't care about the money anymore. It's the numbers that they're looking for to be like, I make the most money in the planet.
They also see how corporate greed has a bigger influence or bigger impact on society than our own government does.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's moral capitalism is what they're trying to call it. But I'm happy.
We'll see if all three of their stocks dip and they're happy about it. We'll see if that happens.
Although Erica,
I love Erica's point of view. I wish the world worked like that, but it's not true.
What if it makes it better because they're reinvested into their employees and their employees are remotivated and then they get a better output?
Yeah, that's great. That's what they're preaching to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, do the best thing in the whole world. And then they get off camera and they're like, you know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna take that totally somewhere else, but
chime in. I'm glad you kept it TV friendly. A group. This is a really disturbing video. A group of students from Southern California are being condemned right now, and a warning to our viewers. Some may find this content disturbing. It's all over this video showing members of the boys' water polo team at a high school in Garden Grove, California, giving the Nazi salute. They're also singing a Nazi song. The school has strongly condemned the video, saying they addressed the situation but have not disclosed if or how the students were disciplined. Meantime, check out this photo taken on a ride at Universal Studios in Orlando. 4 tourists are seen giving the Nazi salute and showing the white power sign. The group has been banned from the park. Erica, do you think these young individuals, not to by any way, shape, or form give them any sort of an excuse, because I think they're old enough to know what they're doing and they should be horrified and they should suffer those repercussions. But do you think they know the weight of their words? Do you think if they sat down with my husband who's Jewish or a Jewish person or a woman of color, do you really think that they understand that the things they're preaching once horrifically tortured and killed people?
Not a clue. But I also think that certain people, like one, they already are at a disadvantage because they are children and their brains aren't completely developed to begin with. So understanding the idea of like cause and effect is completely unbeknownst to them. But also, it's interesting to me, this is like the secret society situation here, which is very creepy.
Very.
But I don't think that they know. I think that I think they're looking for outrage and they're going to receive outrage, but they can't even understand the gravity of the outrage
so what
that
should
is
happen
going
to
to
them?
follow them.
What should happen?
Honestly, at this point, like, you made your bed, just lie in it, because that's what it's going to take. I mean, if it affects you getting into a school, if it affects you being able to be in extracurricular activities, people have to learn. We can't go around telling people what not to do. They have to figure out what not to do for themselves.
To that point, I want to know what the school did. because I want there to be precedent for other young students around the nation who, God forbid, are like-minded. I hope, that it's not as big as an epidemic as it seems to be in 2019, but I want them to know the harsh repercussions that would follow.
But unfortunately, Sam, I don't think we're going to. I just look at this as a situation with that kid, Brock Turner, the swimmer, the Stanford swimmer, and whether the judge say, no, we're not going to put him in jail or prison because it can ruin his bright future. I feel as though the school is taking that same stance on this one.
I think parents need to get more involved. I mean, it's up to the school's responsibility ultimately, but I don't think they're going to do anything.
Yeah, what if the parents are
what if they're encouraging this? Exactly.
Yeah.
I would just say, I think Erica said it perfectly. If this was my child, first of all, I'd say, where did you learn this from? I'd sit down with them, and then I would make them maybe do some community service at a temple to learn what you're doing, to learn about the history of how this offends different people. That's how I'm going to raise my child. I can't leave it up to the school district or the government to do things like this, but I think a lot of community service instead of jail time or getting people to learn the other side of who people are is super important.
I also want to see parents punished.
Yes.
Listen, on the flip side, if my daughter, for God forbid, whatever reason, somehow learned it from someone else's parent by going to that parent's house, hopefully I would know the difference, right? And I believe I would want to see those parents reprimanded. I want to see repercussions if they're teaching that hate speech to our youth. Shouldn't they have some sort of repercussion as well?
Again, who's going to punish them?
They're living their repercussions, Sam.
God, it's disgusting. We need to do better. Well, Harry and Meghan have not had an easy week. The British press has been targeting the royal couple for taking a private plane to the south of France last weekend. They're accused of being hypocrites because they've expressed concerns over climate change, and yet there they are, flying private. But now Elton John has come to their defense. It was his house they were visiting, and he booked their private flight. Elton tweeted, "I'm calling on the press to seize these relentless and untrue assassinations on their character." He goes on to say, to support Prince Harry's commitment to the environment, we ensure their flight was carbon neutral by making the appropriate contribution to carbon footprint. So, Erica, can you be environmentally conscious and still fly in a private plane?
This is so interesting to me, Sam. As you know, I do not mince words when it comes to the oil and gas industry. Oil and gas does feed my family, as it does every single one of us in here. I love Harry and Meghan. I do understand that the reason why they're getting so much flack is because of this whole thing with Meghan. So I'll say this. You can't do what everybody else can do because you have to have more consequences than everybody else can have.
Because she's got a higher standard, higher platform.
Because she's just Meghan Markle and people like to hate on her. However, the whole thing about it being hypocritical, I cannot stand when people go on rants about environment and safety and carbon footprints and the CO2 and the gas house green effect, and then they go and they fly private, or they go and do something that's completely wasteful of energy and resources.
I get that, but
everybody does it.
Believe me, I get that, but I don't want to come to a place in our society where we erase someone's good efforts, right? I don't want to say, listen, I am really conscious about not eating meat, but I still drive a car. You eat meat, but you're so good at recycling. You're so good at not using single-use plastic. So I don't want someone.
But I don't do it all the time.
No, I know.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. I don't think everybody needs to be a flawless activist, but I'd rather have an impartial part-time activist than a non-activist.
It's not about being a flawless activist. It's about the fact that, for whatever reason, energy is a resource that we all need, all use, and it's our responsibility as people who live in North America to give good resources and energy across the globe. For some reason, we leave it up to politicians and environmentalists and celebrities, and we shouldn't be looking.
I agree with that. But should her flying a private plane erase all of her good work as an environmentalist?
I'm not mad at them.
Yeah.
But I am upset about the idea that we have this very hypocritical standard about how we use energy and who we listen to when it comes to energy, and it's unlike anything else. If we were talking about anti-vaxxers, if we were talking about climate change, we would say, and we've said many times on this panel, I can't believe that someone would just watch a YouTube video or read something on Twitter and then all of a sudden they're the expert. The scientists are the expert. Well, yes, when it comes to natural gas, Scientists are the experts. So why we continue to allow people who have read something or watched a video to proclaim how we should be using energy and resources is a little ridiculous, especially when they have the privilege of being able to neutralize their carbon footprint economically.
Apparently,
and that's a privilege.
So do you think it's fair, though, the scrutiny that they're getting right now?
I think everybody should be receiving that same scrutiny.
All right, I think we're going to disagree. DBL Live is coming up to run the AC or not. Oh, it's the big debate. First of all, it's crazy. You guys got to stay tuned because it is heating up the internet. Plus, a school administrator goes above and beyond for his students and turns his office into a barber shop. How cool is that? It's a very sweet Hart Threads. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Should the media, including DBL, show photos of suspects or convicted criminals on TV? Your comments on the hot button debate coming up next.
Hi, DBL Nation. Kelly Schubert here at the DBL Digital Team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you right now. It is Tuesday. We're happy you're here with us. Let's go to the desk and see what they're chatting about. Hey guys, what are you guys talking about here?
So I don't want to give it away. But okay. In the tease just now, I talked about that the internet is all fired up about AC protocols, like what you should actually be having your temperature in your home. It really shocked me.
Me too.
Like big time.
Yeah,
I think you're going to be shocked too. Don't give anything away.
I won't give anything away, but yesterday on Twitter, a reporter actually tweeted it. And you should see the reply she got. People were living.
I don't see
like it was
that
her
as
fault.
even being healthy.
Oh, we'll see.
I know,
We'll
believe me,
see.
I know there's a privilege with air conditioning. So for me to even say I don't, it seems uncomfortable, and we'll tell you what that number is later on. I don't even see it being subjective. It's a big number.
Oh, I know. It's way too hot for me.
I wouldn't be comfortable.
I'm not gonna say what I keep mine on, but
Were you close to that?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good.
I'm an igloo.
Erica,
I live in an
on the
igloo.
cooler side or the warmer side?
I'm on the way cool
Oh yeah,
side.
you have a chili pad.
Yeah.
Erica sleeps on something called a chili pad that will keep her cool through the night, which I think is phenomenal. I should get one of those because I'm a hot sleeper. Are you a hot
Me
sleeper or
too.
a cold sleeper? Do you like blankets all over you or
Yes.
do you get hot?
I like blankets on me when I get hot.
Okay, so you'd
I
want
like
a chili
chilly
pad.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want a chili pad. I haven't used one, so I can't knock it.
How
but Erica,
chilly does it make it? Or does it just make it nice and cool?
68?
It just makes it cool.
I think 65. Yeah.
And it goes right above your mattress under your bed sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Plug it in.
Can
And is it is it thin or thick?
Yeah.
Is it thin or thick?
It's thin. You don't feel it.
So it doesn't
You can
affect
kind
your
of feel the
mattress or
water
anything?
Sometimes. Yeah, no.
That's cool.
My husband got it because Von Miller said it was the best thing ever and got it for all of the Broncos.
And you love it.
Yeah, but now I have to get a new one because apparently they don't last forever.
Oh, really? I hate when I go into bed and my wife was like sleeping on my side of the bed. I'm like, move over, and then it's all hot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's up?
Here we go.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about in the wake of a number of mass shootings and other high-profile cases, many of which we cover on DBL. We currently choose to not show the images of suspects and people convicted of violent crimes. And yesterday there was some debate about showing photos of the recent attempted mass shooters on air. So DBL Nation, are these images appropriate or harmful? Take it away, Brandon.
All right, Deanna from Facebook says, it's sad that media coverage of the shootings can fuel the fire, but it's necessary. I agree with you, Deanna. I think of it in the see something, say something world that we're living in. Maybe someone saw one of these kids planting a bomb or IED like a couple months back. They see their face on the TV screen or in the newspaper. Now they can alarm the FBI or first responders so they're not going into a warehouse or someone's house that's booby-trapped.
All right.
Andy from Facebook says, I believe that they unfortunately look forward to their names and faces being blasted in the media, and we should not feed into it. Andy, I agree about not showing faces and names of people who have committed the acts, because I think that denying their existence is one of the most successful ways of shutting that down. However, people who have been caught before they were able to pull off their plan, I don't have an issue showing that, because I think that we have a very rose-colored glass idea of what happens to these people and who these people are. So I actually thought that it was a good thing that we showed the suspect being apprehended yesterday at gunpoint, because it's not something like out of a movie.
It doesn't just disappear.
Right.
There's hard repercussions.
Tim from Facebook says we should not see the photos of violent criminals because it just fuels copycats. Tim, I agree with you, and it's specifically about the shooters or would-be mass shooters. I don't want them, because I think the whole reason they're doing this is for notoriety. So we're feeding into exactly what they want. If you're saying that they're all white kids, that's fine. I don't care. Say that they're all white kids. I don't mind that. But if you're feeding into exactly what they want, then we're playing right into their hand. I say no photos of anybody at any time.
I think my only concern is this narrative, right? We have this narrative in the media that it's always like brown people are the terrorists, right? Or Muslims are the terrorists, or, you know, Trayvon Martin, because he wears a hoodie, is a thug. And I don't even like using that term. I feel like when it comes to mass shooters, and I get it because it's been proven, right, through their manifestos that they want to be glorified. So I understand that you want to take that away. And that's where I'm stuck, because I want to take that away too, but I also don't want this to be this narrative that it's only brown people that are terrorists, when that's not factually true.
Well, then say they're white. I don't care. I don't care what
I wonder
color.
if we can compromise.
But I don't know. I don't want to go down a place where we're like, oh, like if you're a child molester, I want your face shown on every TV screen. I'm not really worried about race. If you are, then go ahead. But then are we going to say, oh man, another Mexican got arrested, oh, another black person? I don't want to get to that point.
What if there's
I just want people.
Believe me, I'm with you. I'm divided.
But if you want to say white people,
what about a pattern profile, like for criminal profilists out there who's trying to find a pattern when it comes to mass shooters?
I think it's important to show the faces, because it's almost like we don't have to say it's a person of color. Sometimes it's just implied. We need to say this because people are refusing to feel it or see it.
But if
maybe we show the face without the name.
The reason why they're doing this is to get their picture on TV.
But what if we show the face without the name? I'm just, believe me, I'm divided too. I'm just trying to find a compromise here. That's all. That's what we do here on DBL. We try. We'll be right back.
Are you? Hey guys, it's Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, but right now it's time for Fast Blast, where I give you all the news you need to know in under 2 minutes. Let's get that timer up. Here we go. Airlines are expecting record crowds next weekend for Labor Day. 17.5 million people are expected to fly between August 28th and September 3rd. That's more than 2.5 million passengers a day. DBL Nation, do you have plans to travel over the holiday weekend? Let me know using the hashtag dbltake. Do you use a lot of emojis? A new study shows that could say a lot about your sex life. Researchers at the Kinsey Institute surveyed over 5,000 people and determined that people who use more emojis in online communication went on more first dates and even had more sex. Woo! Frequent emoji users in the study were more likely to have kissed on dates and even entered into relationships with their dates. Dang. DBL Nation, do you think this study adds up? And what emojis do you use to flirt? Check this out. A 125-year-old dime just sold at a Chicago coin auction. Any guesses how much it sold for? $1.32 million. $1 million. And here's the thing, this isn't just any dime piece. This is an 1894 S. Barber dime, and there were reportedly only 24 of these ever made. Now, the man who bought the coin is an avid coin collector and says he's working toward a collection that includes one example of every coin ever made by the U.S. Mint from 1792 until now. Well, to me, this seems like a lot of work and doesn't make much sense. Get it? Sense? Either way, we wish him the best of luck. Do you live in one of the friendliest states in America? Big 7 Travel just released its data on which state is the most friendly. First, let me tell you the least friendly. That's right, you guessed it, it's the Big Apple. New York ranks as the least friendliest state. Does this surprise you? The survey questioned people about their southern charm or their flat-out rudeness, and it turns out the friendliest state in America is Minnesota. But hey, guess what? I live in one of the top 10.
Welcome back to DBL. Now today's Hart Threads is all about a school leader who goes above and beyond. Watch how an assistant principal is using his barbering skills to enhance students' self-esteem. This assistant principal connects with students through free haircuts. LaShawn Mathis is an administrator at a South Carolina high school. He learned how to cut hair in college to pay his way through school. Today, he gives free haircuts to students at his school. It's a way to connect with students and get to know them.
You talk to anybody, they enjoy sitting in the barbershop. They enjoy the conversations in the barbershop. The truths come out in the barbershop.
He's always been there. You know, my pops passed when I was 15. So, I mean, ever since, you know, he passed, I could always count on Mr. Mattress to be here for me. I can come in and talk to him about anything.
Mr. Mathis helps the students gain confidence and learn life skills.
Just being able to see them actually understand some of the tidbits that I was actually telling them about in middle school, and actually now they're applying it now, it's like, whoa.
Doing great things, Mr. Mathis, and we'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your digital break with Brendan London. First and foremost, what a great Hart Threads. We always need Hart Threads in our life. I kind of feel like it puts a smile on everyone's faces. So let's get back to the fifth host. We're talking, should the media show the faces of people who were trying to carry out some sort of terroristic threat? Obviously, we don't want to show the ones who have successfully carried out the threat. But should the ones who get arrested before they even carry it out? So Olivia says yes, show them and make it known that terrorism will never be accepted here. John on Facebook says, I would say yes, if it means that it could prevent a future mass shooter from thinking he will get away with it, then yeah. Deanna from Facebook says, it's sad because the necessary media coverage of the shootings can help fuel the fire, and I think that's the one I read earlier. But I really feel like we should show the faces of the ones who get caught, because just think, one day these people are going to be released back into society. You know, it's not like they're going to be convicted and have to spend their lives in prison. Depending on how credible the threat was or how bad the threat was or what they tried to do, they're going to be released back into society. So we should see these faces. Tim on Facebook says we should not see them because it fuels copycats. Ben on Facebook says if it's news, we should see their faces. Why hide them? Agreed. You know, I just look at it and I stand by the opinion of, let's see, we see this person. And maybe you saw that person a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago, and they were doing something a little suspect. Then you can alert FBI and be like, hey, I saw this person at this warehouse, or I saw this person with this other person. So the FBI and the police can have some sort of timeline to help them go back and nab everyone who could have been involved. Jackie Thomas says, no, don't give them any TV time. Howard Emke on Facebook says, you have to show their faces because it sometimes helps to put together timelines and evidence when people see him and report his activities. Agreed. We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We got more DBL coming up. Well, I'm out of here. Not really. I'm going to the panel now. We got more DBL coming up next.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. What do we got, Erica?
Okay, well, this one was sent to me.
Erica, I've never
I didn't
heard
pick
you
it.
start this. Okay.
Ray on Facebook says, Big Jeff, the best Big Brother house guest to never win the game.
Oh.
Is that a backhanded compliment?
I don't know.
No, he was saying he was being sincere.
Okay.
No? I thought it was about energy, and I was like, uh-oh.
Here we go. Gotta extend the segment. We'll be right back.
Doesn't want to. Are we live right now? Hi, DBL Nation. We've made some big developments since I've last seen you on air. Alex now sits behind us and is happy of it. Kelly, however, doesn't want to be in the shot.
I'm eating lunch.
What are you eating?
Some pasta, and it stinks.
It doesn't. It smells really nice.
Looks delicious.
Okay, it is 12:30. If you're not eating lunch, it's weird. So it's okay that you're eating lunch. It looks good. You have some bread. Where is it from?
DeFranco's, and it stinks.
It stinks as it smells bad, or you don't like it?
I don't like it, and it was supposed to be here an hour and a half ago, so that's probably why I don't like it.
Oh.
It's old.
Can we make it better? Have you ever had cotton candy grapes? Actually, I have. Have you? Okay, I found some today,
I love
and I'm
them.
very excited about it. I've been trying to spread the word. Has everyone here had a cotton candy
They're
grape?
super sweet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex, have you had cotton candy grape behind me?
I haven't had a cotton candy grape. Are you
They're
making that
so
up?
good.
No, I
I'm
brought it
not
last
making
year,
this up.
remember? Oh, you weren't here
Hold
yet.
on. How
I
much
think we
time
were
do we
here.
have? Do we have time to go grab it? It's like right over here.
Wait, where is it? I'll grab it for you.
It's in a white bag.
Is it all
up
the way
at my
there?
desk? Yeah, white bag in my third drawer, in a white bag. Just bring the whole bag. This is gonna be very exciting. Yep, grab the whole bag. She has the bag. Okay, we might have to continue next time. Okay, hold on. We're gonna just grab one. Just try one for the first time on air ever. See what you think. Right? See, that's why I wanted this reaction on air.
It tastes like cotton candy.
They're only in stores for a few weeks. Isn't that crazy?
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You think this hair just naturally stays like that?
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. We are live. Let's get started. Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx are officially over after 6 years together. There are rumors they've been broken up since May, right around the time they made their red carpet debut at the Met Gala. The news comes after Jamie was spotted holding hands with this much, much younger singer/model. What do we do with this, Erica? Because I look at the scrutiny that these, celebrities are under, right? Who they're dating, who they're not dating. Oh my gosh, they're broken up. Because we all know that a breakup is painful. Even if it ends up being a beneficial breakup where you find the love of your life, it's still painful. But then you have the added element of everybody watching it.
They show that you can have a relationship under the radar if you really want to.
Ain't that the
So
truth?
this isn't going to be something that people are going to be talking about for a long time because they don't have the material to talk about it for a very long time. And I think they did an excellent job keeping their business, and God bless.
And two huge stars.
Yeah.
Believe me, if they can do it, then you'd better believe that Heidi and Spencer. I don't know. I'm even
Somebody,
thinking
right?
like
It's a Spidey.
Did you watch The Hills yesterday?
I did not watch The Hills, but for some reason, the obscure reference of Spidey came to mind.
Yeah, I agree with Erica on this one. Since they kept it so private, then we leave it alone because it's going to be all speculation when we're talking about it. Now, Sophie Turner, Nick Jonas, when they break up, be all over them because they're everywhere. Every
You say they're
tabloid,
asking for it.
They're asking for it when it comes to that. So it's to each his own how they want to put their public out or their image when it
Persona.
comes to their relationship. A-Rod, J-Lo, waiting.
So that must feel like a lot of you must have a lot of pressure.
A red for
People love you and Jordan as a couple. Does that feel like a lot of pressure?
No, I mean we're
People
nothing
have-
compared to
People
what
have
the celebrities are.
fan accounts of you and Jordan together and your love together To me, that would feel like pressure.
It's not pressure because it's ultimately our decision what we want to do. You know what I mean? So if I I wouldn't feel pressure. If we decided to end it, it'd be ended. You know what I mean? But we're not anywhere close to there.
Is it weird that a lot of people
keep those fan accounts going?
But is it a little bit weird to you that people are that invested in your love, or do you just take it as a compliment?
I take it as a compliment because people saw us fall in love in TV, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into at that time. So when people are still interested 10 years later, like they are, it's a compliment.
Because it's genuine.
Yes, definitely.
It's very genuine, your relationship, so they get it. It's contagious. Full House star Bob Saget wished his co-star John Stamos a happy birthday yesterday in the most hilarious way by posting this epic photo of the two of them saying, "This is the manliest picture I could find of the two of us. I'm so proud to have you in my life for the past 75 years. Just so you know, John turned 56 yesterday. And speaking of epic bromances, I believe you had quite the bromance yesterday with our guest host. I wasn't here. Oh, I wasn't here, but let me tell you, I heard.
Yeah, we went golfing after the show.
What?
Yeah, the skull hat and everything.
Yeah.
What?
Dude, I'm jealous.
Are you two, like, first of all, when I've seen clips of him on our show, I feel like you guys are like the same person, but you describe it differently.
Yeah.
I love the way you describe it.
He is the best version of me. That's exactly who Cam is. Like, if you, he's got a better body than me. He's way better at golf than me. He doesn't eat carbs. He's terrific.
So you're the bad version of him. You think you're the bad version of him.
Not the bad, just the lesser.
That's the
lesser version of Cameron Mathison.
That's true love right there. That's
He's a great
true
guy. I mean,
selfless love.
I really do. I look up to him. His career is something that I want my career to be. He's traveled all over the world. He's just a great guy. Like, I had a bad shot, and I swore in front of him yesterday, and I felt bad. I was like, oh, my God. I swore.
Does he cuss?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
He flosses every day, too.
Wow. Multiple times a day. Multiple times a day.
I assume.
Yeah, I love it. That's hilarious.
He's a great guy, really.
Yep.
I like the gritty version of Cameron Mathison.
I know, me too. I was telling him
the gritty version is my favorite.
Yeah, we like your rants, we like your bad attitude, your moods.
I don't know. If you ever get tired of me, call Cam.
Okay.
He's the better version.
Okay, will do. JCPenney and Macy's want to get thrifty. The department stores are teaming up with an online consignment store to start selling secondhand clothes and accessories. Soon you'll see sections inside a few dozen stores with used items. What do you think of this, Brandon?
I think it's a great idea because there are people out there who feel as though they're too cool to walk into a Goodwill or a secondhand store to go get their clothing. Now, if you put it in the Macy's, they can be like, "Oh no, I was going over to the Sean John section. I just happened to go to the secondhand store section."
Sean
John clothing. You don't wear.
I don't know if that's still a thing.
P. Diddy's clothing line.
It might be in the vintage section now.
I'm supporting my people.
That's good. Listen, I think this is great. Fast fashion, we all know, is not economical. Clothes get wasted left and right. There's bags and bags and bags of wasted clothes outside some of these companies. So to see the recycling, I think it's a lot more ethical. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I donate all my clothes to Goodwill. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a shame to go to Goodwill.
Do you
and get
like
clothes.
buying vintage?
Not really. If it's on sale, I will.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's all I mean, Eric and I do Rent the Runway. That's all recycled clothing.
Yeah.
I'm glad we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all,
speak to it, girl. Speak to it.
So I only get X amount of items that are staple items. If those items don't make it into the next season, or my body doesn't make it into the next season, how it started in the first season, which it didn't, so I donate the clothes and consign them.
Yep.
And then then the rest of them I'll just rent, because you have to be. I mean, we don't wear the same thing every day, and it costs a lot of money.
Yep.
So
I'm a proud renter.
Yeah.
And I like recycling clothes. I like vintage shops, so this is cool. All right, so this story just completely baffles me. I need you guys to weigh in. What temperature do you keep your thermostat at when you're sleeping? Well, according to this viral tweet, you should keep it at 82 degrees and 85 when you're not home. Consumer reports say this cuts down on energy usage and costs, so we need to hear from you. Hit us up at dblvote.com. Let us know how cool you keep it. Now, I love the idea of saving energy. I'm all about that. But I cannot comfortably sleep, Erica, if it's warmer than 73 degrees. That's the truth.
Everyone's got.
And I know that sounds privileged. Not everybody has the privilege of having an AC unit, but I sleep a lot better at like 70 degrees. Erica?
My name is Erica Cobb, and I get high on my own supply. 69 is how we.
That sounds good, Erica.
Yes.
That sounds good.
69.
Chilly. You can put some blankets on. What are you?
I'm like 63.
No.
Whoa. Back when I was playing.
That is way too cold.
You're gonna catch a cold.
I'm getting clapped for 63.
Freezing.
They love me.
That's too cold. Now that is not energy.
Back when I was playing in the CFL or in the NFL, no one would want to room with me on away games because the first thing I would do was go in there and put it on 61. And they're always like, B. London's always got it too cold. Too
That's
cold.
freezing.
I'm hot by nature. I have to.
Okay.
I don't mean it like that.
Okay.
I run hot. I sweat a lot.
What about you, Jeff? Are you warm sleeper, cold sleeper?
Cold sleeper, but I'm a 71 guy. I do 71 because of the kids.
Okay.
And you know why?
Yeah,
because
I do 73 because of the kids. It gets cold in
our
our
little
house.
one is where our air conditioner unit is, so it gets cooler in his room as it goes throughout the apartment. So I keep it at like 71 because I don't want to freeze him out.
You get thermostat anxiety like I do, at least with Sophie. Like I'm like, oh my God, is it too cold in there? Is it too warm? Because sometimes 73 is fine for me, but if, again, the unit in her room is blasting on her.
Yeah.
And so I get a little bit of anxiety about it.
No, I keep it at 71, and I make sure if I leave, I crank that thing up to 85 because I'm not paying that bill if I'm not there.
85 is like putting the heat on.
But dude, funny. I'm not paying for it.
I know. What's the point? Let's see what our DBL Nation has to say. 39% is with Erica, 69
That's
degrees.
the number.
Followed by 72, and then everybody else split 13% colder and warmer. Yeah.
Grandma must be home for them then.
Freezing. That's freezing.
Yeah, when you have kids, you can't do that.
No, you can't. They'll freeze. You can't do that at all. A-Rod may be a heartthrob to the public, but his daughters are actually embarrassed of him. He stopped by the Chicks in the Office podcast to talk about his social media posts. Let's listen.
Every time I post something, usually like 5 out of 10, both of them would DM me and say, Dad, are you serious?
Yeah.
Dad, I'm going into high school next year.
Yeah.
Dad, this is how bullying starts.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I will erase it. I have contracts with both of them that if I post something, now they're getting to be teenagers, right?
Yeah, they gotta prove everything.
They have to prove everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked really quickly, and he has an interesting way of keeping tabs on them with a so-called burner account, which is a secret profile, because he's not allowed to follow them. Jeff, we talked about this. You and I'm with you on this one. Once they get to a certain age, you're going to have to make sure that they approve any photos that you post. But will you have a burner account? How will you So how will you keep tabs?
I will follow them, and I will tell them to have a social media account or not.
What if they have a second account?
What?
A lot of teens these days, they have two accounts. They have their
I'll
account.
find out.
I don't know. Let me tell you, because I saw this expose on 2020, and it scared me. They have their account that they tell mom and dad about, and then they have their account that you will never know about. Yeah.
I'll know.
Yeah.
I'll know.
I don't know, Jeff.
I'm scared.
I don't know, because I was with my in-laws, and I happened to say something that my niece posted to Grandma, and Grandma's like, no, she didn't. I'm looking at her account. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know where this came from. And so so then she's like, well, let me see. And she's like, well, I'm following her under this. But you're following her, and she puts it in there, and she couldn't even pull it up. She had blocked Grandma. Oh. She blocked Grandma.
So you wouldn't even be able to tell because you'd be blocked.
Well,
You wouldn't even know.
I got other people in the works. You know what I mean?
You dry snitched on your niece?
It wasn't my fault. She didn't tell me.
Okay.
Sophia, next time tell me, okay?
Maybe that's why they have.
What's a dry snitch?
It's like when you accidentally snitched.
A dry snitch?
Why can't it just be snitching?
Why can't it
because
just be an accidental
she didn't mean to snitch.
Is there
She
a
was
wet
just
snitch?
I know. Did you make up dry snitch?
No, it's common slang.
I just thought that would be accidental snitch.
That doesn't sound cool. You can't put that in a rap verse. That's an accident.
What song has dry snitch
I've
in
never
it?
heard dry
a whole
snitch
bunch.
in a lyric.
There's a lot.
No, never heard it in a verse.
Are y'all like 34-year-old shaming me right now? Because let's get to the shout out.
All right, let's give it to the shout out. Okay. We do have a big DBL shout out to name this to this 12-year-old named Maddie Frecking. Look at her. She was the only girl to play in this year's Little League World Series, and check out some of her mad skills. She killed it, striking out one batter while the bases.
Makes me really happy. My little sister played baseball. She was the only girl. And now to see so many girls who are taking the field and playing baseball and making that option for themselves is a very beautiful thing to see.
It is. They say throw like a girl, and that's a good thing, right? When before it used to be an insult. So.
Yeah. Monet Davis 5 years ago was like the one. Yes. She's on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
The first one.
What's going on with her? Do you know?
She's going to college next year, somewhere in Philadelphia, I believe. Well, yeah, she's
Philadelphia?
Huh? Philadelphia.
Yeah, they heard it too.
What?
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, it's like I said it weird?
Sam just dry snitched.
She dry snitched me. Damn.
I did. You better believe I did. It made it come back full circle.
Come back?
Oh, we love to rouse each other on this panel. Coming up on DBL, air mattresses go flying when the winds pick up. We'll tell you where this crazy scene happened and who's got the best chicken sandwich, Popeyes, Wendy's, or Chick-fil-A. We're going to do a live taste test coming up next.
Cashnet.
About who has the best chicken sandwich.
Is it fair to know which one?
3-minute chicken.
Yeah, because you're just gonna say which one you think is best.
We're talking about
Oh, I
which
can't
chicken
wait
sandwich
to try.
Oh, look how cute these are.
is going to be the best
so good.
between
So you guys
Popeyes,
know.
Wendy's, and
Oh, so you
what was the
do
last
have
one?
the names on
Popeyes,
there.
Wendy's,
Oh,
and
so it's
Chick-fil-A.
just who's better?
I just
Which
think
one you like the best?
free
Because of their
Who's
feud
better?
saying I'm better,
Yep.
I'm better,
Free
I'm better.
lunch.
We want to know which ones you guys think are better.
Do we heat it
Look how
up?
cute these are.
This has mayonnaise on it. That's all right.
Ooh, do I have preconceived? Does anyone have preconceived judgment going
Yes,
in?
I'm biased because I think Wendy's has the best
Spicy though, but this I don't think this is spicy. I think
these are
it's
just the
regular.
ones.
See, I would be biased too if it was
Okay,
spicy.
so we are gonna start with Chick-fil-A, and then you'll do Popeyes, and then you'll do Wendy's.
Okay. Oh, man,
we
I
have
need
a
some more.
megaphone, so just at the end, make sure to pick your guys' favorite, and then check megaphone.
What do I have to reset my palate?
Water.
It's like, do you need some water?
Fake it.
Here. I'll do it for you.
Thank you. You got any hot sauce? Because you have to dress it up the way you'll eat it, you know? No? Wendy's spicy chicken, man. I'm all about Wendy's.
I feel like that's my third.
Really?
I'm
can't
torn.
do regular.
I actually think, I hate to say it, but I like Chick-fil-A the best. Even though I dislike that restaurant the most.
I like the story.
This one's got a little too much breading. This one's too sort of flat and.
Wait, did you already do a taste test?
Well, I've had them all.
Really?
And I think I do like the Chick-fil-A.
See, I don't like the fried. I like the grilled chicken.
Well, yeah, these are all fried.
Yeah. But.
Welcome back to DBL. Have you heard the big news? The fast food chain Popeyes has a new chicken sandwich, but here's the real story. There's now an online war between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A. The beef between the two even has its own name, #Chicken Wars. We're not making this up, I promise. It started with this tweet from Chick-fil-A that says bun plus chicken plus pickles equals all love for the original. 15,000 people liked the tweet. Then Popeyes fired back, tweeting a simple question to Chick-fil-A. You all good?
No, Sam.
Y'all good. Sorry, I'm reading it in the prompter. Maybe you guys can write it in the prompter as y'all good and not make me sound so dumb saying you all good. This got more than 250,000 likes. And check this out. Even Wendy's jumped in. They tweeted, y'all out here fighting about which of these fools has the second best chicken sandwich. Yep. So don't worry. We're going to settle the debate once and for all. We have a Chick-fil-A sandwich, a Wendy's sandwich, and a chicken one, that is. And the one that started it all, a Popeye sandwich. And since I don't eat meat, I'm going to be testing the French fries. Okay, so DBL Nation, you can join the discussion too. Head to dblvote.com. Let us know which chicken sandwich is your favorite. We're going to start with the one that started the war, Chick-fil-A. Okay,
right.
Brandon, Erica, Jeff, take a bite. I'm gonna try some of their French fries.
That's a good sandwich.
That's a good fry.
Good sandwich.
That's a really good fry.
Good sandwich.
Okay, so you're into it. Okay, now let's go to Popeyes. Okay, clear your palate, maybe, Erica, maybe a little sip of water.
All right, now when Popeyes?
Okay, now they're trying Popeyes. I'm gonna eat it fast.
Love that chicken sandwich from Popeyes.
It's got good flavor.
What's the major difference between the two so far?
That has more seasoning, the Popeyes one.
Popeyes had more seasoning. Okay.
Got some soul in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Erica has just begun her Popeyes test.
I'm a slow eater.
Okay.
Erica.
Are we ready for number 3? While Erica, you take your time, girl.
This one has,
you two start.
This
you
has
two.
mayonnaise on it.
Yep. Now start with Wendy's, right?
Yeah, I don't
This
know
is
if I like
Wendy's.
that.
Okay, Wendy's. I'm gonna try Wendy's French fries.
Wendy's?
No. Nope.
What you thinking, Jeff?
That had mayonnaise and tomato on it.
So you didn't. You don't look too pleased. Which one are you going with?
I think I know, surprisingly.
What?
I don't know if I've ever eaten there.
What?
I'm going with Popeyes.
Wow.
You've never eaten at Popeyes?
I've ate at Wendy's like twice in my life, and like.
Okay,
Chick-fil-A,
Erica, what is your
a
final?
handful of times.
I'm not shocked at all.
Popeyes?
It's Popeyes all the way.
Okay.
Every day.
And Brandon, your final.
By unanimous decision, the new chicken sandwich champion of the world, Popeye!
Yeah! All right, so if you guys disagree with DBL Nation, because DBL Nation had actually Chick-fil-A at number 1 at 71%, and then Popeyes at 23, Wendy's at 8, and I have to tell you a big difference between the French fries.
What did you like the best?
Chick-fil-A French fries, hands down, are far better than the other French fries.
Really?
Hands down, Chick-fil-A. They're waffly, they're puffy. They're really good. Salty.
You should do a commercial for them.
Puffy, they're amazing. That was fun. Cool.
That was fun.
Coming up on DBL, caught on camera, flying mattresses. But why are they outside to begin with? And how much money should you be spending on clothes? What you need to know, coming up next in Dollars and Cents.
So I'm Jeff Schroeder, and we're all going to be learning a new word today. So I'm just randomly going to pick something out of a dictionary that's already been preset, and I'm going to give you my take on what I think it is. So let's get our first word. Chlorofluorocarbon. This is definitely on the table of elements, and you inhale this, whether in a gas or pill form, and it makes you run super fast. Chlorofluorocarbon. I didn't get that right at all, did I?
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Budgetologist Felicia Jones is back in the studio, and we are talking budgeting and saving when it comes to your clothes on today's Dollars and Cents presented by John Hancock. Felicia, thanks for coming back in studio with us.
Thank you for having me again.
This is an important one, all about the wardrobe.
It's all about the clothing today.
All right, our question today is from Tina through Facebook. She asks, I love buying clothes, but always feel ashamed when I look at how much I'm spending. How much should I be budgeting?
You know what? This is a really
really good question, but I want to give you a couple of facts first. On average, we will spend $161 per month on clothing, and when it comes to women, we will spend $150 to $400 a month. And you know, in a lifetime of a woman, $125,000 spent on clothing.
I gotta have a conversation with the wife,
You
huh?
should have a conversation with the wife. So here are some tips when it comes to budgeting for clothing. First, we're gonna follow the 5% rule. This is where you will take 5% of your income and dedicate it to your monthly clothing allowance. So example, if you make $1,800 a month, that will equate to $90 a month that you can spend on clothing.
That makes sense.
It makes sense. I love that. And then of course, we're gonna shop major sales. Great ways to save a lot of money on clothes. And then finally, I want you to give renting a try.
Oh.
You know, I actually rent jewelry, purses, and dresses, and you can save up to 20 to 50% every month.
A lot of the ladies who work here do that. They rent their dresses because, I mean, they're not going to wear them more than once or twice.
No, they're not. So there you go.
Great tips, Felicia. I love it as always. All right, guys, and to submit your financial questions for the next Dollars and Cents, please email askmrsjones@dailyblastlive.com. And for more info about life insurance and retirement planning, call John Hancock at 1-800-978-0663. We'll be right back.
DBL, I just want you to know, dry snitching is in a lot of hip-hop songs, so I feel as though my counterparts and co-hosts should know what that means. Back to the chicken challenge. I didn't know Popeyes had good chicken like that. Now, I would say this. The spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's is everything. I'm letting y'all know right now. Go and get the spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's, but these were just original chicken sandwich. So let me go to my co-host around here. Sir, Mr. Mike, I know you have to keep your body right because you are an award-winning cyclist.
Award-winning.
What sandwich did you think was probably the best, or have you tried it?
I have not gotten the opportunity yet to try all three.
Have you tried a chicken sandwich from anywhere?
I have. I haven't had Popeye's new one, so I'm looking forward to trying that because I've had the other two.
Okay.
And I think Chick-fil-A's is better than Wendy's.
It's better than Wendy's, but you're waiting for Popeyes.
I agree with that. I think Chick-fil-A has a better one than Wendy's, but I haven't had Popeyes yet.
But have you had the Wendy's spicy chicken
Oh, I've had
sandwich?
the chicken nuggets.
Spicy chicken nuggets? Okay.
Yeah,
It's a number 8. Number 8 is the spicy chicken sandwich. Let's go to Alex here. Alex, what chicken sandwich did you feel as though was the best, or is there one you haven't tried
I have
yet?
not tried the Popeyes, but between Wendy's and Chick-fil-A is
Have you been to Popeyes before?
I've been to Popeyes.
Okay, you've been to
I just haven't had
Popeyes.
the
All right.
sandwich.
Have you been to Popeyes?
I have been to Popeyes.
I don't know how Jeff Schroeder has never been to Popeyes.
Yeah, what the heck?
Dude, I've never been
That's the weirdest thing ever.
When we were driving from the wedding in Virginia, I've never been to Bojangles in my life.
Never been to Bojangles?
Jordan made me go to. I went to what's that country kitchen? Everybody goes.
No, it's
Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel.
Oh,
I went to Cracker Barrel for the first time last year.
Back to Popeyes.
Did you, when you were at Cracker Barrel, you're sitting at the table, did you play the little peg game? Where
Yes.
You
Yeah. It's cool. And then on the way back, so we went there. We went to Cracker Barrel.
Yes, hers
and it was
made
a
out of
45-minute wait.
Pigs.
Ooh. And then we had to go to Bojangles.
Yeah. You got to get to Cracker Barrel early, baby. Right after church. Right after church. You got to get to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, so I don't.
Before church or after church.
I don't like knowing that I'm going to go into a place because, listen, I'm out of shape, I know. I'm working on it. But I don't like going in knowing that I'm going to eat 1,500 calories for a sandwich.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
That's going to give you a reason to go work it off.
No, because if I eat that,
have you had Old Country Buffet before?
Yeah, I've been there when I was drunk because it's cheap. It was cheap.
So I want you all, DBL Nation, to go ahead and play the chicken challenge and go ahead and write in and let us know which ones you think has the best chicken out there, man. Because I love that chicken from Popeyes.
Do you at least know that commercial?
Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, you have to see this wild video of an air mattress invasion. High winds caused dozens of mattresses to go flying through the air. This happened in Stapleton, Colorado, right here during an outdoor movie night event. The mattresses were set up in the field without anything to anchor them down. Yeah. And the chick just running. I love it. I mean, of course this is going to happen.
I hope that didn't ruin their Netflix and chill.
I think it did.
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of mattresses. They were just going to lay on a bunch of mattresses.
Yeah, and watch a movie. That's cool.
Like a picnic type thing.
Yeah.
You don't do like movie in the park?
I do, but usually we do picnic blankets. I never knew that you come with a mattress.
They were trying to up their
elevated
game.
it.
They did definitely elevate it.
Stapleton
That's for sure. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, guys.
Hi guys, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital Team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you right now, but Tori is coming in to chat with you. Tori! She's getting her makeup done, guys. But hey, we want to know what you think about the chicken sandwich. I have not tried the Popeyes yet. If I am going to try the Popeyes...
Guess what?
What?
Okay, so Jerry was just doing my makeup, and there was a piece something here, and he goes, "Oh no, is that a pimple?" Being really kind, not rude.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh," and he goes,
Was it
"Is
chicken
that-"
sandwich?
It was a piece of pizza.
Is that what you have for lunch, pizza?
So there's a place called Angelo's in Denver, and they give you a salad and a pizza for $9.
What?
But it's a small Caesar and then a one-topping pizza.
Lovely.
Well, a ton of cheese, but I'm like, I'll be healthy and have some mushrooms. There was like 4 mushrooms and a lot of cheese, but I ended up with some on my face, and thank God it's not a pimple. But
Oh,
anywho,
look at
I thought
these
it was-
guns.
What is that, here? Is he talking about the gun show over this way? That was really hot. Ow. So I haven't worked out, just so you guys know, personally, in 2 weeks because I've been on vacation.
Are you going to go today?
So it's today, and I'm expecting pain.
No, you got this.
Embarrassment.
You've got it.
Shame.
But you're also eating.
What's that?
Eating chicken sandwiches twice in the next 2 hours.
Oh,
so.
chicken sandwiches?
Chicken
Great.
sandwiches.
Oh, my flashlight's on. That's when you know you're old and
Old.
embarrassed.
I was going to say old. I was going to say the same thing. That's
Also,
when you know you're old.
my husband and I went to
Still
the
on.
bar.
She does not know how to turn it off.
My husband and I went to the bar last night and took home napkins for the car because we're that old.
I've done that. I do that too. You got it. What else are you supposed to do? All right, bye guys.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Good talk. Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, August 20th. I'm here with Tori, Jeff, Al. I'm Sam. Let's get right into it. We are learning new details about Jeffrey Epstein's last few days. Shockingly, he signed a will just 2 days before he killed himself in a New York jail. We're also learning he left behind an estate worth more than $577 million, including $56 million in cash. Epstein put all of his holdings in a trust, but no word yet on who the beneficiary is. Epstein was facing federal charges of sex trafficking when he took his own life. Does this make it more suspicious to you, Jeff, or less suspicious?
It makes it less suspicious with all the conspiracy theories. I never believed all the conspiracy theories in the first place. This makes me think that he wanted to put his affairs in order before he killed himself. He tried committing suicide earlier. It didn't work, so he put his affairs in order right now. Probably hid a lot of that money. Who knows where a lot of that money went, but it just makes me think that he killed himself.
$56 million in cash?
$577 million in assets.
But who keeps, believe me, I know he's a billionaire, but why do you have $56 million cash? Is that payouts? Do you have that? Believe me, there's, as Al has always said, there is a full spider web of individuals that spider webs out. I don't know where my analogy is going from here. I'm going to continue to run with it.
Spider webs.
Well, the spider that made that web is gone now. So what are we going to do?
There's a lot of people connected, is what I'm trying to say.
I like that analogy, first of all, and I like that you just stopped in the middle of it. Honestly, I'm kind of on Team Jeff now. I think that we all have watched a ton of movies and we see that, this person's going to testify, the mob wants to take him out. But the fact that he tried to kill himself, but then he definitely did some things to get his affairs in order. I believe he gave it to his brother.
You don't think his affairs were ordered ahead of time, and this was just like an amendment to it?
He rewrote the will.
Yeah.
Rewrote and literally put in Indyke. If you get to know this name, Indyke, Darren Indyke, that's his lawyer. His other clients are no one, just Epstein. No one really knows this guy. So it's become a movie. You're absolutely right, but it's like a bad, pulpy. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. And I think there's something suspicious and coercion-like to change your will 2 days before.
Yeah.
Seems like pressure on someone.
I just hope that, that the only people that see any sort of financial gain from this is some of these alleged victims. I mean, 3 more just came out.
Right.
3 more victims just came forward. One of them, this young girl, saying that he confiscated her passport while she was at his Caribbean island, so she could not escape.
Yeah. I mean,
that's capture. That's kidnapping.
You guys think it's interesting that we only care when it's rich people? Like, it's only rich people. When it's R. Kelly, when it's, Jeffrey Epstein, that's a big deal. But this happens every day, all the time.
That's true. And someone just wrote in the itsy bitsy spider. Rewrote his bill again.
Okay. I'm glad you connected that moment for me. I appreciate that. Good looking out. Almost 200 of the most powerful CEOs in America are vowing to do better. The leaders of companies like Apple, Amazon, and Home Depot signed a letter saying they are giving up the idea of maximizing profits for shareholders as their top priority. Now they say they are committed to balancing the needs of shareholders with those of the customers, employees, suppliers, and local communities. But some are saying, it's just a PR move. And if these corporations really cared about their employees, they would pay them more and let them unionize. I believe you're probably on the latter.
Oh, for sure. This is such a joke.
What do you mean?
They're going to take hits against their stock to make a better working environment. Get real. Get real. There's no way they're all going to be satisfied with their stocks going down to improve morale. They don't care. We pay for our suit. We pay for our baggage now. They took away our peanuts. Nobody cares. They want to be the next Jeff Bezos. Everyone cares about the dollar. Nobody needs $30 billion.
But what if motivating your employees leads to more productivity, which leads to more
What if acting like you cared more about your employees? Would that make them feel better? Because they sure enough don't prove it numbers-wise.
You want to hear something numbers-wise?
Yes.
That's horrific.
Sure.
Okay, so the Walton family, they own Walmart, right? So the Walton family, they make, this is insane to me when I read the statistic earlier, they make $25,000 a minute. And I'm not just saying them as a family. I mean, Brother Al makes 25 grand a minute. That's more than their cashiers make a year, way more than their cashiers make a year. They make $100 million a month. They make $1.5 million an hour. You're telling me that they can't pay their employees more than $11 an hour?
They can't. They don't want to because they don't care.
Right.
They don't care.
They should care.
The reason you're not the CEO of a Fortune 500 company is because you care about human beings. That's why you don't have money coming out of your ears.
Any ethical CEOs out there?
Zappos, the head of Zappos.
Yes, there are certain companies. Our buddy Ben, good-looking dude. What's his name?
Good one.
Ben Higgins. Yeah, he has the, he's got a coffee company, but he's trying to do good with it. There are people that are genuinely into doing good and making a profit as well. But the people that make the crazy money, the $25,000 a minute money, those are the people that don't treat their employees right because they don't care.
Can I offer this? Don't you think it's worse in this transparent day and age to say we're going to support our employees and then blatantly not support them? Don't you think that will backfire tremendously?
I think people are going to do follow-up.
Yeah.
People are going to follow up for sure.
I mean, Amazon has some of the worst working conditions for people. So it's.
Are you going to stop using them?
How many billions does their CEO make?
And how much do they pay in taxes?
Zero.
That's exactly what I'm saying. How is that possible?
Zero.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I owe taxes.
It makes me.
It's so annoying. It is
upset.
so annoying. All right. This next video is really, really disturbing. A group of students from Southern California are being condemned right now. And a warning to our viewers. Some might find this content disturbing. It's all over this video showing members of the boys' water polo team at a high school in Garden Grove, California, giving the Nazi salute. They're also singing a Nazi song. The school has strongly condemned the video, saying they addressed the situation, but they have not disclosed if or how the students were disciplined. Meantime, check out this photo taken on a ride at Universal Studios in Orlando. 4 tourists are seen giving the Nazi salute and showing the white power sign. The group has been banned from the park, thank God. Tori, listen, these are teenagers. They should know better. There should be huge repercussions. But do you think they know the weight of their words? Like, if you were to sat down with them as a Jewish woman, if you were to sat down with them as a man of color, and you were to tell them how horrific
I think
the Holocaust is or slavery, you think they know the weight of their words?
In the morning, I've gone back and forth on this a while because I want to give young people a chance, right? They might not know, and I want to give them a chance to have a comeback. This day and age, you are way too informed as to what that Heil Hitler sign means. So let me just paint you a picture. These kids, these boys, met in an empty room. An administrative official room. They secretly then sing a song written by a German. They all know the lyrics. They sing it in unison. Then they give the Heil Hitler, which is a symbol of burning, gassing, and massacring 6 million people. And they do it with pride. They do it with formality. They do it with organization. This is Nazi Germany, 1939. That's a Nazi youth. That could have been a Nazi youth.
Then what are the repercussions then? Because I want to see some repercussions.
So
what did the school do? What did they do? Do you know?
I don't know, because right now I'm trying to find the private public school legality here. What I want is every college that they apply to know and see the video. Every job they apply to, I want them to see that video. And I don't want their names shamed forever, but I want any time they are hired, know that that's the decision they decided to make.
Yeah.
And they did it on video. And they did it organized, and they've done it again.
How many people have died from the Holocaust and from slavery?
I don't even know if it's shaming their name. I think this is a public health crisis. I mean, we've seen people that share those ideologies go get in a Dodge Challenger and run people over. Yeah. We've seen them walk into synagogues. We've seen them walk into churches. Yes, so we've seen this behavior, the people that adhere to this kind of ideology, then go out and commit violence. I think their name should, I don't care about them being younger than 18, their name should be released to the public, and the public should know.
Okay, then let me give you that. Here's the problem, though. What if you're a Black Lives Matter and you're under 18 and you do a symbol of something that someone finds offensive? Do you want their names to be put out?
The Black Lives Matter has not murdered 6 million people.
I completely agree.
There's no deaths.
But right now, all these kids did was do a symbol of speech, and I hate it.
But it's a hate speech.
Right. But they didn't
not
create.
Just a symbol of speech.
It's hate speech.
Right. It's a symbol that's used. It's the way that you intimidate people before you start to kill them. You could have said the same thing about the tiki torches in Charlottesville, and we've had 2 synagogue shootings since then. And we just covered a young man that planned on shooting up a Jewish community center yesterday.
Who was part of that?
Right. So that is not that's not just like some kind of spurious claim that we're making. These things are directly linked.
Yeah, I don't think they know the weight of their words. I don't think they do.
I'd actually agree with you, Jeff.
If you sat them down with like an older Jewish person, if you made them do community service at like a temple, I feel like they would learn an astonishing amount. But what I want to ask you is, I'm definitely not for this at all. They should be punished. You're such a huge believer in freedom of speech.
Right.
Isn't this exactly what that is?
So that's what someone asked me a little while ago. And the idea is any school in this country is going to have a moral clause where you can't put a swastika on your locker. You can't have a symbol of hate speech, as Sam said, and you can't do that openly on public grounds. So that's against any kind of school, no matter what. Now, freedom of speech for a non-violent situation, like an armband to go against the Vietnam War, that's something. But a hate image or a hate speech is crossing the line.
So this isn't covered in the Constitution?
It is covered in an assembly that you're safely have a permit for, that you're walking, absolutely. But a school would have absolutely a clause that you can't have hateful images or speech like this. So yeah, it wouldn't be covered.
Okay, I just want to clarify that. Definitely not supporting it, but I wanted people to know that too, if they're wondering at home.
Yeah, because Tori did say you don't lose your rights once you enter the school doors.
Tinker v. Des Moines, they wore those black armbands, but I think the armbands is highly different than the Heil Hitler sign.
I agree. Yeah, wow. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. Chime in, DBL Nation. We do have to give a big DBL shout out to this 12-year-old named Maddie Frecking. She was the only girl to play in this year's Little League World Series. And check out some of her mad skills. She killed it, striking out one batter while the bases were loaded. She also plays second base, just like her hero, Jackie Robinson. This is awesome, and you love the Little League World Series. I know, I do too.
The Little League
I
World
know.
Series.
And your brother was in it.
He was in it. They took 5th from the little town of Norwich that I'm from. They took 5th in the world. So his games would have all been
Years
on TV
ago.
years and years ago, in 1986, I believe.
So cool.
Wow. But yeah, I went to Williamsport. So Saturday, I think I watched it all day.
And did you see her?
I've watched her before they even made it to, like, I think she's from Minnesota, Crawl or whatever they're from. It's it represents something. I watched her the whole time.
Look at her
she did
determination
fantastic.
in her eyes. Look at that.
Yeah, she played second base, did a fantastic job. She reminds me a lot, and I think a lot of people they're comparing it to are Monet Davis.
I remember
who was
her.
super dominant. She was a pitcher.
And she's about to
5
go to
years
college,
ago. She's about
right?
to go to college, yeah.
Where?
But in Philadelphia.
Very cool. DBL's live coming up. To run the AC or not, it is the big debate that's heating up the internet. Plus, a school administrator goes above and beyond for his students and turns his office into a barber shop. How sweet is that? That's coming up in Hart Threads. And you, the viewer, are our 5th host. Should the media, including DBL, show photos of suspects or convicted criminals on TV? Your comments on the hot button debate next.
Well, hey there, DBL Nation. Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital Team. Happy Tuesday. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you right now, but we're having a little chatty chat at the desk, and I want to know what they're talking about. Let's go. Hey guys, what are you talking about?
Okay, so if you saw, we were a little giddy during.
No, I don't think we were on.
This is.
I don't think we were on. They just had Al on.
So during the Jeffrey Epstein thing, which is, believe me, we know the horrors of this case. We feel the horrors of this case. But I was trying to so eloquently describe that one of the new allegations was how he would kidnap and capture. And while I was trying to be so eloquent with my dumb analogy about a spider web, I also combined the words kidnap and capture to kid capture, and like no one picked up on it but Jeff.
I definitely did, but it was a serious story, so I couldn't call her out.
Call me out, but I was embarrassed.
To be honest, kid capture works as well.
I was embarrassed.
No, because she goes kid capture, and then the camera went on Al, and she just looked at me and goes, and then I almost started like giggling, but Al was like finishing his thing.
It's hard when you have the good giggles and it's a serious story.
Believe me, like, and my giggles, of course, were not because we all know the story was horrendous.
I know,
it's because I was embarrassed.
Yes,
I said 2 stupid things, and I was really
I would
embarrassed.
definitely,
spiderweb, by the way.
I would have definitely called you on it, but it was too much of a story. Al, did you know that?
Kid capture. That's why we were laughing because
That's
right
what I was
after you have water on you.
Yes.
Right after my. Right after my horrendous.
Yeah. I'm out the super now.
Oh man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right after my
I saw you guys start
horrendous spiderweb analogy. Right after that, I immediately said that he kid captures people. I somehow combined.
And so I started laughing. That's why I like
capture,
looked
so that's
away.
Why we were giggling, because I was embarrassed.
Al just kept going.
Yeah, no, I saw you guys kind of
Yeah,
smirking, but like
thank
I had
God
to
for
I
hold it
know.
together.
Thank God.
And I
for
looked at the
his
camera, but it was on
straight
his.
face.
And then I gave him a look, and I was trying to give you a
If one
look.
other person laughed,
That's what I said.
I would have been done.
I looked at you. I looked at you, and I was like,
That's
don't
why I had-
so
start
inappropriate
laughing.
I had
in
to
that
look
story.
away.
Yeah,
If
don't
it was
start
any other story,
Good day to you too. One Mr. Up, one R not.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for 5th host when we talk about what you're talking about. In the wake of a number of mass shootings and other high-profile cases, many of which we cover right here at DBL, we currently choose to not show the images of suspects and people convicted of violent crimes. And yesterday, there was some debate about showing photos of the recent attempted mass shooters on air. So DBL Nation, are these images appropriate, or do you believe that they are harmful? Take it away, Al.
All right, Sam, let's get right to it. Jackie, that's my mama's name.
Yeah.
Jackie
Aw.
from Facebook says, no, don't give them any TV time. This is exactly what most of them want. Jackie, isn't there a show called Cops that's been on for 30 years? People love to see people, especially of a certain socioeconomic place in life, chased down and arrested. And it goes both ways, whether it's cops, whether it's Dog the Bounty Hunter. There's just people love to see poor people get tackled on the ground. So, I mean, this would cut into a lot of great TV for people.
Interesting. Howard from Facebook says you have to show their faces because it sometimes helps to put together timelines and evidence. When people see suspects, they can report them. Howard, I completely agree with you. It was very important to me yesterday that we saw the 3 men, or boys really, that had been taken into custody because of red flag laws, basically. You know why it was important? Because there's a pattern, and it's an epidemic, and we need to look at that. And they were all white, and they were all young, and if we don't say that, and we only hear criminals are Muslim, that's an issue.
All right, Tammy from Facebook says, why stop now that the majority of the mass shooters are white? Black men have been persecuted in this way forever. Tammy, I agree with you, but you know what? It comes down to the crime, I think. They're committing these crimes, or almost committing these crimes, because they want notoriety. That's the only reason why they're doing this. So why would we give them what they want? If they're pedophiles, show them all over. I want the world to know who they are. But if they're doing this particular act because of the notoriety, then why are we giving it to them? I don't care about the color of their skin. If you want to say they're all white, by all means, say they're all white, but don't give them what they want.
Don't show the face.
Yes.
Yeah, glamorize them, right? Well, Ned from YouTube says the media has a long tradition of reinforcing the stereotype of the dangerous, in quotes, black male by showing mugshots of black youth and adults accused of crimes. I see that there are 2 sets of rules here. You're absolutely right, Ned. Thank you so much for writing in. I agree with you. This is a tough one. I don't even know where I lie on this because I agree with Jeff, like in the fact that they do write these manifestos to get their names spoken about. Maybe we don't mention their names and we show their faces so we can change that narrative, but it's a tough one here. I wonder how the parents feel and how like the survivors feel. I want to know what they would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of room for nuance here in terms of like what the crime is and what you're trying to prevent. You know, sometimes when you're in certain cities, you go to like a 7-Eleven and they'll have like the police blotter, people that had gotten DUIs the night before, and it's really a public shaming. You know, those people are in jail. And but so it's like, well, what are these pictures being used for? That in that case, it's being used to shame these people for drinking and driving in this town. But with the 3 young men that we covered yesterday, it's a public health crisis. So 2 different things.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you for writing in, DBL. We love hearing from you. Coming up, the next time you're at your favorite department store, you might see used clothing. We'll tell you what's behind the shopping trend. And being sent to the assistant principal's office is usually a bad thing, but not at the school. Find out why in Hart Threads next.
Hey guys, it's Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital Team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, but right now it's time for Fast Blast, where I give you all the news you need to know in under 2 minutes. Let's get that timer up. Here we go. Airlines are expecting record crowds next weekend for Labor Day. 17.5 million people are expected to fly between August 28th and September 3rd. That's more than 2.5 million passengers a day. DBL Nation, do you have plans to travel over the holiday weekend? Let me know using the hashtag dbltake. Do you use a lot of emojis? A new study shows that could say a lot about your sex life. Researchers at the Kinsey Institute surveyed over 5,000 people and determined that people who use more emojis in online communication went on more first dates and even had more sex. Woo! Frequent emoji users in the study were more likely to have kissed on dates and even entered into relationships with their dates. Dang. DBL Nation, do you think this study adds up? And what emojis do you use to flirt? Check this out. A 125-year-old dime just sold at a Chicago coin auction. Any guesses how much it sold for? $1.32 million. $1 million. And here's the thing, this isn't just any dime piece. This is an 1894 S. Barber dime, and there were reportedly only 24 of these ever made. Now, the man who bought the coin is an avid coin collector and says he's working toward a collection that includes one example of every coin ever made by the U.S. Mint from 1792 until now. Well, to me, this seems like a lot of work and doesn't make much sense. Get it? Sense? Either way, we wish him the best of luck. Do you live in one of the friendliest states in America? Big 7 Travel just released its data on which state is the most friendly. First, let me tell you the least friendly. That's right, you guessed it, it's the Big Apple. New York ranks as the least friendliest state. Does this surprise you? The survey questioned people about their southern charm or their flat-out rudeness, and it turns out the friendliest state in America is Minnesota. But hey, guess what? I live in one.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, today's Hart Threads is all about a school leader who goes above and beyond. Watch how an assistant principal is using his barbering skills to enhance students' self-esteem. This assistant principal connects with students through free haircuts. LaShawn Mathis is an administrator at a South Carolina high school. He learned how to cut hair in college to pay his way through school. Today, he gives free haircuts to students at his school. It's a way to connect with students and get to know them.
You talk to anybody, they enjoy sitting in the barbershop. They enjoy the conversations in the barbershop. The truths come out in the barbershop.
He's always been there. You know, my pops passed when I was 15. So, I mean, ever since, you know, he passed, I could always count on Mr. Mathis to be here for me. I can come in and talk to him about anything.
Mr. Mathis helps the students gain confidence and learn life skills.
Just being able to see them actually understand some of the tidbits that I was actually telling them about in middle school, and actually now they're applying it now, it's like, whoa.
Doing great things, Mr. Mathis, and we'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Guys, how's everybody doing today? So Ira, who I wanted to be on camera, he's our camera guy, he brought up a great point. In Germany, which isn't the same exactly as a hard democracy, they have a chancellor. It is illegal to do a Heil Hitler, to show a swastika, obviously because of the sensitivity to it happened in Germany. But the Germans in some ways have very much accepted the Holocaust. And if you've ever gone to Germany, I'd love to hear from you guys. But there's reminders everywhere and art exhibits outdoors, like at least acknowledging the Jews and the gypsies and the homosexuals and the people that died. And it's a fascinating way because the German people, having acknowledged it, seem to have moved on in a way that feels more like closure, to be honest. And it's fully illegal to do any of that in Germany, which is really, really interesting. And I want to know what you guys think about that. And if you've been to Germany, speaking of, Jacob Henry, Jeff, is watching his favorite show, DBL, from St. James Island in the Caribbean on his vacation.
Must be nice.
Right?
We're not on there, right? You're watching it through YouTube
What if
or
we
Facebook?
were on St. James Island TV just all the time?
I don't even know where that is.
What if I was a celebrity in St. James?
I'm guessing in the Bahamas somewhere, huh?
Is it by the St. Thomas, St. John area? Let us know, sunbather. Just a little
we
jelly.
just lost a viewer.
No, he knows I love him.
He's
No, we
going back
didn't.
to the
No.
bar.
He's swimming back to the swim-up bar. By the way,
Jacob, what were we going to say?
do you think swim-up bars are like classy or not? Because I love them.
Okay, let me tell you this. Nobody's getting out of the water to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, there's a cloud of urine.
Yes.
Wait,
I'm being
what?
serious. I'm being serious.
At a swim-up bar?
At a swim-up bar?
If you're sitting down, are you going to give up your seat at the front of the bar to go get... No.
You pee in the pool? No. Samantha.
Yeah, she grew up swimming.
She grew up
As did
swimming.
I. First thing I did when I got into the pool.
Wow, look at all these pool piers.
Can I be honest? On my honeymoon,
What?
on my honeymoon, I went down the water slide after a couple of Mai Tais at the swim bar, and I got stuck. And they had to be like, send more water. It was for children. And it was like, I was sticking to it.
That must have been horrifying for you.
It was a good stand-up joke for a while, actually. It worked in my favor.
What does it do for your therapist?
Lots more money. And they yelled it. We have an adult female stuck in the water slide.
My Tais is such an old school drink.
Well, that's what you have in Maui.
Wall bangers?
Well, I went to get Maui and then went to Maui. I thought it'd be funny.
Did you have any grasshoppers?
I had a giblet. What is a grasshopper? Creme de menthe?
Creme de menthe and cream de
Oh,
A grasshopper walks into a bar.
Says what?
And he goes, hey, you got a drink named after, or the bartender says, hey, we got a drink named after you. And the grasshopper goes, you're kidding, you got a drink named Ted?
I don't get it. Not.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. What do we have, Tori?
People are heated. Debbie Brown, watching on ABC 10 in Sacramento, says instead of expelling them, make them do community service.
I like
Start
that.
a program at the school or something that might help them
Try and
change.
rehabilitate.
Yep.
Yeah, John Titus, watching on ABC in Sacramento, says they should be punished right after the kids who desecrated the American flag. You don't have to agree with one another, but both expressions are of free speech.
Yeah, but desecrating the American flag, believe me, I think it's wrong, but you're not killing anyone.
You're
The
also protected by Texas v.
and
Johnson.
the hate speech that was spewed by Nazis that killed people is different.
I agree with you, and the Supreme Court has agreed with you as well. You are allowed, it is an expression of freedom of speech, Texas v. Johnson, to burn the flag, but a Heil Hitler, which, by the way, is illegal in Germany. You can't even do that in
I think
Germany.
the parents should be punished if we find out that the parents share this ideology and they're passing that to their children.
Now, Eileen Paris, watching an 11 Alive in Atlanta, says absolutely. What kind of person would teach their children this? Why would their parents allow this? That's interesting.
They gotta know.
They have to.
Or they share the
It'd
same.
be almost worse if they didn't know. I'd be like,
I know.
You didn't know your child's a Nazi sympathizer?
Yeah.
That's
Or a
even worse.
Nazi. I
Yeah.
mean, they are part of that group. I want to call it what it is, you know. Let's
and
call
we're
it what
seeing
it is.
more and more of this.
Oh, it's
right
become...
from those two young girls, you know, saying the N-word so callously. Gosh.
Stop the trend if you see it anywhere.
I know.
Stop it.
Yeah, stop it in its tracks and denounce it completely. Well, here's what's coming up next on DBL.
Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A versus Wendy's. Who's got the best chicken sandwich? We're taste testing them live. Then, a shopping shakeup. Why are more and more department stores selling used clothing? And the great AC debate of 2019. How cool do you keep your home? The new energy guidelines. When DBL comes back.
What's Okay, hi DBL Nation. I just came over here and Kelly was laughing so hard and now she has gone quiet and she won't tell me what's going on. Apparently we cannot discuss it. Anyway, I have something to tell you back of Kelly's head and DBL Nation. This is actually, you're not in it. It's Netflix and they've been recently tracking Android users' activities, as in physical activities. Netflix wants to see where you're moving throughout the day. But why? And they have said it's because they want to know how mobile users use the account. But I find this kind of creepy. What do you think? Back of Kelly's head. She's not listening anymore. She's put on her headphones. She's completely gone out. I don't know, a lot of your phones like track your location. I recommend, if you have an iPhone at least, to go through your location services and see which apps are tracking your location at all times, and you can actually opt out of it if you didn't know. Like, I'll pull it up with mine right now, and it's kind of weird, the ones that kind of have permission to see your conversations and photos, your locations. So you're just gonna go down here. You go over to privacy, and then you go to location services, and there you can see all your apps that are using your location at all times. And I have a ton, and I really need to go through it and figure out which ones I want knowing where I am at all times and which ones really don't need to know. So if you need me to tell you exactly how to get to this option, let me know. Save your battery. It'll save you from like apps you don't want to tracking you. So DBL Nation, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you next break. Bye.
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. We are live. Let's get started. Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx are officially over after 6 years together. There are rumors that they've been broken up since May, right around the time they made their red carpet debut at the Met Gala. The news comes after Jamie was spotted holding hands with this much younger singer/model. I think what surprises me is, number one, is how they were able to keep their relationship. These are two of the biggest stars, right? We got Katie Holmes, especially coming after the Tom Cruise split, and then we've got Jamie Foxx, two huge A-list stars, able to keep it on the DL.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. I think, honestly, Katie Holmes learned through the Tom Cruise thing how to play it under the radar. Because I think for a long time, she had to just keep it under wraps, get her child safety, and get out of there.
Wow.
So I think she knows. She's played that game.
It's just tough because I imagine, you know, going through any breakup is going to be difficult. But doing it on the world stage, even a couple that we know likes to keep things private, people are still talking about it. I think of you because you have a lot of devoted fans of you and Jordan and your love. And I know that you guys have, and they're devoted because you guys have such a genuine love that's going to last forever. But do you ever feel pressure because of all those people that are all about you and Jordan?
No, not so much, because we met 10 years ago now on television, you know what I mean? And I chose to go on that television show. I didn't know I was going to fall in love on there, but I think people feel invested because they saw that develop, you know? So I kind of want to give back to the people who supported us for this long and 10 years ago because they were with us back then. We're, you know, so I don't feel any pressure. I'm not a big star like these guys, so I don't know what that pressure is like, but I look at it more as a compliment than I do than pressure.
Yeah. That's refreshing.
That's nice.
Well, Full House star Bob Saget wished his co-star John Stamos a happy birthday yesterday in the most hilarious way, by posting this epic photo of the two of them saying, "This is the manliest picture I could find of the two of us. I'm so proud to have you in my life for the past 75 years. Just so you know, John turned 56 yesterday." Now, I always thought that Al and Jeff had the cutest bromance, but I'm sorry, Al, you were replaced yesterday.
Yes.
You were certainly replaced. Can we take a look?
I take a step back.
Yeah, look. Look at Jeff. Jeff is like happy as
we went
can
golfing
be.
after the show. We had a good time. I got to tell you, Cam is like the best version of myself that I could be. He's in better shape than I am. He's got a terrific career. He's where my career wants to be. He doesn't eat any carbs.
He doesn't eat carbs?
No. Little Jeff eats a lot of carbs.
He said, I said, do you eat sugar with your coffee? I'm trying to just get rid of that. And he goes, oh, I put licorice root in it.
What?
Okay, you're amazing.
I think people would miss your gritty, ranty side.
I think people would like it if I was a little bit more like Cam.
I don't know.
At least I would.
What do you think, Al? You usually have a bromance with him. You like his
even though
rants.
I've been replaced, I'll say this, Jeff.
You haven't been replaced,
honestly,
Al.
man, Cam's a great guy, and it's kind of cool. We call it a bromance, but men never want to admit that you love some of your homeboys. Like, and after, not to be morbid or anything, but like when my buddy Kevin passed away, on my comedian group thread, we started saying "I love you" to each other, just to like, cause you never know when the last time is gonna be. So it's like, it's so weird that guys are like, oh. We're cool. It's like, dude, you love that dude.
Yeah.
You've known him since you were 10. You guys love each other. It's okay.
Yeah.
Go to a movie with a guy and call it a matinee. It's a great thing.
I don't know about
that. You just made that up?
Ruined it.
You just made that up.
That
You fully made that up.
I was going to talk about something like having a nice role model, and you ruined everything.
JCPenney and Macy's wants to get thrifty. The department stores are teaming up with an online consignment store to start selling secondhand clothes and accessories. Soon you'll see sections inside a few dozen stores with used items. This is awesome. We don't realize that fast fashion, fast fashion is usually, you can relate that to the Forever 21s, the H&Ms, the Zaras, where they're trying to keep up with the trends. They trash so much waste of their textiles, and it's a problem.
It's a huge
so to
issue.
see that this is going to be a little bit more economical, sustainable, more ethical, I think it's awesome.
I also think more affordable. I think it's going to be way cheaper. And
I said economical.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
I'm kidding.
I've done great this segment, haven't I? Winner.
I give all my clothes away to like the Goodwills around the area, so I have so many clothes from being on TV that I don't wear anymore. And so I just did some spring cleaning and I got rid of like 4 garbage bags full of clothes. And so I'm not even joking. A week later, I come into work.
No way.
And our hairstylist, Michelle, who's videotaping this right now.
No way, Michelle.
I go, you know what? I did the exact same shirt with sleeves because the sleeves were cut off. I go, wait a second. I just donated a bunch of stuff. I go, where'd you get that? And she goes, oh, the Goodwill. And she said like where I live. And I was like, wait, just did that a week ago.
That's my shirt.
And then I pulled up a picture of me interviewing someone with that shirt. It was my shirt.
And that is weird.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Michelle, so our hairstylist Michelle, she wears many hats, and one being she can redesign, repurpose, refashion anything from hats to clothes clothing, to shoes, to cell phone cases. She's very talented. So I bet the piece of clothing that you donated is like 10
Way
times
more
cooler.
important. The sleeves
is it 10
are
times
off.
cooler?
Yeah, she's savvy. She redoes everything.
Yeah.
She's the AC
I'm all
Slater
for
of
it.
the group.
Yeah, it was hilarious though, because I'm like, wait a second.
That's a small world.
It definitely
That's
is
a small
And
world.
also for companies, don't forget, like financially, JCPenney and Sears that have been struggling financially, this might be a way to reinvent themselves.
Very
They're
cool.
not going to be competing with the Macy's because they clearly can't.
Yeah.
Now, or Amazon. Now it's like, hey, do you want to pay a little less but still get something cool like Michelle did?
Love it.
I think a lot of people, a lot
Love
of college students, a lot of artists, seamstress could take something and repurpose it.
You can
Make
rent
a pillow.
your clothes. We rent our clothes here.
We don't buy our clothes.
No, we rent them.
Yeah,
It's so much cheaper.
Way.
It's so much more sustainable.
Absolutely.
So very cool.
Absolutely.
Yep. Rent the runway. Very cool. Hook us up.
Yeah, please hook us up, please.
Wow.
What?
Begging.
What?
Desperate.
Yes, I am actually. What temperature? What temperature? This story completely threw me. I don't buy it. What temperature do you keep your thermostat at when you are sleeping? Well, according to this viral tweet, you should keep it at 82. No. What?
That's insane.
85 when you're not home. Consumer Report says this cuts down on energy usage and costs, which I love. But we want to hear from you, DBL. Go to dblvote.com. Let us know how you keep cool. I love the idea of saving energy, but I will not be able to fall asleep. And I know this probably sounds ridiculous.
No, I mean,
but I won't be able to fall asleep at 85
you guys'
degrees.
reaction just tells me you didn't grow up in a house with an old black dad. Like my dad,
How
just
hot? How hot?
like I'm not being funny, like 84.
No.
It would there be something cooking. It's the summertime. It's just hot. For no reason, all the time, he checks who turned it down? Like, it would just be hot. When I started on my career on the road, especially before the club started giving you your own room, you usually share a room with the other comic, and they would come in and they'd wake up and they'd be like, why is it 85 degrees in there? I'd be like, this is good. This is comfy.
So you've acclimated.
Yeah, so I've had to slowly teach myself.
I'm like a 71 degree, 72 degree person. What about you?
I am too.
Yeah, perfect for the kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, 72. It's normal. 85 is the bayou.
I don't know, Tori. Look at our DBL Nation. I mean, 37% is 72, but then at 29%, 82
Those are all
over.
black folks, 82 plus.
82 and over?
How does that use less energy?
It's a cultural thing. The house is just hot.
You're not running it as much.
Dude.
It's warm in the summer. You're not heating up your house. You're just letting it kind of go.
Larry David does this on Curb Your Enthusiasm. I know I talk about it all the time, but he has a house guest, Leon. He's a black guy, and Larry's a white guy. And he's like, Larry, why you keep it so cold in here? And Larry likes that 68. He's like, what are you talking about? We're black folk. I like it like at 85. And they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And they like have this fight on
real
the show.
thing.
I didn't know it was until Curb. See?
That's
very cultural.
And now what do you like, though? But now what do you like?
I'm around like 76.
Still warmer, but
I have kids that I don't want to cook, so I've decided to keep it at a nice medium 75.
Okay, let's get to this next story. A-Rod may be a heartthrob to the public, but his daughters are actually embarrassed of him. He stopped by the Chicks in the Office podcast to talk about his social media posts. Listen.
Every time I post something, usually like 5 out of 10, both of them would DM me and say, Dad, are you serious?
Yeah.
Dad, you know I'm going into high school next year.
Yeah.
Dad, this is how bullying starts.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll erase it. I have contracts with both of them that if I post something, now you know they're getting to be teenagers, right?
Yeah, they gotta prove everything.
They have to prove everything.
Yeah.
And he has an interesting way of keeping tabs on them with a so-called burner account, which is a secret profile because he's not allowed to follow them. So, Al, you have 3 kids. What do you do? Do you have burner accounts? What do you do?
I would just walk up to those girls and be like, do you see all of this? I paid for all of this. You better not be embarrassing me. I'm A-Rod. I'm married to J-Lo. What else do you want from me? I don't understand this narrative where your dad's always got to be embarrassing. Let me see their friends' dads. Let's just do that. Let's do a little.
No matter if you're A-Rod or not, you're a dad. You're embarrassing.
Why? He's good looking. He's a multi-millionaire. He's on TV all day.
He's kind of the worst. Let's be honest.
Talk to me.
Okay,
Why?
I find A-Rod like a cardboard cut out of himself. I find him very boring.
He is boring.
And he's just kind of like, what? And he's just a dad.
Yeah.
So he's embarrassing to his kids, and that's normal.
But he's listen, these kids, I saw an expose on 2020, scared me, these kids today, and I know I sound old. They have fake accounts. So they'll give you Lawson Schroeder, and then guess what? They've got a whole nother account, and you won't even know because they'll block the people that they
That one's
want.
called El Sweezy. That's Lawson's other.
So that scares me. We better
I
keep
have
tabs,
nieces
Jeff.
and things like
But we're
that.
gonna wait, right, till like high school before they even get a phone.
Oh yeah, they're not even gonna get it. If I find out they're on social media before I say so.
Oh yeah, me too.
We're gonna see who's embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because I'll go into that school and I'll show them what embarrassed is.
I don't blame you.
Sorry, I got a
Good.
little dad there. I got a little
Will you
dad.
go into Sophie's school too?
Oh, if you want, I like
I will.
it. I like to turn it up. To Al, 85.
85.
Turn it up.
Yep. Coming up on DBL, air mattresses go flying when the wind picks up. We'll tell you where this crazy scene happened and who's got the best chicken sandwich, Popeyes, Wendy's, or Chick-fil-A. We're going to do a live taste test. Coming up next, fries too.
Cash.
Got it.
I'll explain it.
That makes sense. We want to give
They don't matter.
Travis, we want to give a big shout out. Guess why Jacob Henry is on St. James
Why?
Island in the Caribbean watching his favorite show right now?
Laundering money?
He's not laundering money. Why would he tell us if he's laundering money? He's getting married.
That's awesome.
He's been a long time viewer and he debates very well. So Jacob,
What's his wife's name?
congrats. What's your wife's name? We want to give a shout out. He says I'm getting married Saturday in a ceremony on the beach.
Ooh.
Sorry, there's also food in front of me, so I got a little.
Hey, Tori, tell him to send us pictures.
Okay, Jacob Henry, info@dailyblastlive.com, or just DM me on my Instagram. I need more followers, so follow me as well. But enjoy your wedding. We hope it's wonderful. Would love
Oh my gosh.
What?
You just said DM me on my Instagram.
People get messaged
How
through
thirsty,
that.
man.
I'm not thirsty.
That's thirsty.
No.
You're thirsting out for free clothes.
No, I don't wanna-
You're thirsting out for followers.
Love a deal with
You guys
Rent the
all have
Runway.
a sip.
I can't give my
Tori, you
can't
sound
give my email
like
away.
1:58 a.m. thirsty.
No. I can't give my
Yeah.
email, so I thought this was
Yeah.
a safer way of doing it. Like Twitter me. I thought that's what people did.
Tweet me?
No one says Twitter, man.
Tweet
no
me.
one said that.
Your followers should go down.
It's like
for
they
saying that.
unthawed you from the 50s.
That's
Encino
funny.
Man.
I loved
And then
Encino Man.
I did too. I like
loved
it.
Encino Man.
Oh, was that
Brendan Fraser.
And Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore, yeah. And
No,
Sean
that was
Astin?
no, that was Bio.
Yeah, he was in
Sean
there.
Astin. It was his
Where's
backyard.
Sean Astin in it?
He's
I think
his
he was in
backyard.
there. Yeah.
He is in it?
I'm pretty sure
He's like
he
the
was.
friend. He's like, oh no, I'm Rudy and an Encino Man.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Rudy.
I know he's in
Oh,
Rudy. I don't remember him in Encino Man.
I think he might be.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think he's in
I think he
Encino
might be.
Man, is he? He's
I'm going with yes.
He's the main
Oh,
guy?
David. Yeah.
Oh, he's the brother?
It's his yard.
He's
and
the
then
brother.
Pauly comes
yeah,
over.
It's his brother.
What?
Whose brother?
Meaning, like, remember he pretends that he's his brother?
Oh, at school?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe because it was
Right?
his yard.
Stellar.
Welcome back to DBL. Have you heard the big news? The fast food chain Popeyes has a new chicken sandwich. But here's the real story. There's now an online war between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A. The beef between the two even has its own name, #ChickenWars. We're not making this up.
Clever.
Yup. It started with this tweet from Chick-fil-A that says bun plus chicken plus pickles equals all love for the original. 15,000 people liked the tweet. Popeyes fired back, tweeting a simple question to Chick-fil-A. Y'all good? This got more than 250,000 likes. And check this out. Even Wendy's jumped in. They tweeted, y'all out here fighting about which of these fools has the second best chicken sandwich. Yes!
Wow.
I love a good Twitter war. I love it. So we're going to put this beef to rest once and for all. We have a Chick-fil-A, a Popeyes, and a Wendy's sandwich. And since I am vegan, I will be tasting their French fries.
Yay, Sammy!
I'm very excited about it. I am. So DBL Nation, join the discussion too. Head to dblvote.com. Let us know which sandwich is your favorite. Okay, everybody start with Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with their French fries.
I'm gonna make sure I get a little pickle in there too.
sauce?
It's in there. That is a good fry.
That sounded so annoying.
That is a delicious fry. I'm really into that.
That's delicious.
Good? Everybody got a good bite?
Yeah.
Good bite in?
It's good.
Okay, cleanse the palate. Maybe take a sip of water.
That was good.
Yep, cleanse the palate. Okay, now you're going to
Popeyes.
Popeyes.
I've never had Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Wait, this is a bigger deal. Tori's never had Popeyes.
Okay, take a moment. Yep.
What?
Take a moment, savor it. Jeff looks a little bit more reactionary on this one. I feel like he's feeling the Popeyes.
That's seasoning.
Okay, he's into the Popeyes.
Tori, does that taste like a neighborhood you've never been to?
Oh my God! Stop it!
That's amazing. That was good.
That was a good one.
That was deserved.
That was really good.
That was good. Okay, so you all had, it looks like you guys all love the Popeyes. And finally, we're going for Wendy's.
All right.
I'll try their fry.
DC, man.
No. That fry is not cute. Nope.
No.
Okay, you're not into the Wendy's. I'm not into the Wendy's. You don't seem into the Wendy's.
I got my favorite.
Okay, what is it? Popeyes.
Popeyes.
What about you, Al?
Now, I came in here with a bias. Tori, I think we've talked about this.
Yeah.
When I was a road comedian for 2 years, you don't know where you're going to eat, and you're driving between gigs, so I would get Wendy's spicy chicken sandwiches to the point where the guy that did my taxes was like, do you know how many spicy chicken? Like, I have a weird affiliation with spicy chicken. Like,
There's a trigger.
I probably shouldn't have taken that bite because it's going to put me back down a dark path. So, yeah, Wendy's. Yeah.
But see, I think
it was unfair, though. It's unfair. Wendy's spicy chicken.
What about you? The worst. By far, my favorite. In terms of taste, is Chick-fil-A. It is by far the best. However, I don't care for the slash of homophobia that comes with this.
I'm just
going to call it like
You're
it
right.
is.
You're right.
And they give to the Trump administration. So again, I'm going to use my wallet. I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anybody want to know what I think of the fries?
Anybody want to talk politics when we're eating
Anybody
chicken
want to know
sandwiches?
about the fries? Anybody care about the fries?
Yes.
Yes, they do. People love French fries. Yes, they do. Hands down, and I agree with you, Tori, but hands down, Chick-fil-A sweeps it.
Yeah, Wendy's is not known for their fries.
Sweeps it. And apparently Wendy's are the healthiest because they use like a vegetable oil and sea
Well, they
salt.
taste like it.
And real potatoes. I would hope they're all real
I'm
potatoes.
still, all these years later, McDonald's. I don't know if that just gets into your brain as a little kid.
It's
Like,
good
that's such a
fries.
treat.
Yeah,
You
good.
get
Yeah,
McDonald's, but I still, hot McDonald's fries right out of the drive-thru
I don't know
window.
if you're vegan, though, for vegans out there.
I don't-
Because I think they do beef juice.
Ooh, interesting.
Beef juice.
Let me tell you this.
That'll be another hashtag.
Let's see what our DBL Nation says. 71% of you say Chick-fil-A.
I mean, that's not that crazy. I mean, people love, when you see the line in front of Chick-fil-A, it doesn't matter if it's the drive-thru or at the airport. I'm at the airport every other day. The line for Chick-fil-A is the length of every other line for everything else combined. Like, it's just, it's crazy. So, and they're not open Sundays. Can you imagine what kind of business they do then?
Oh, yeah. XOOX on YouTube just wrote in that neighbor joke was funny.
No, thank you.
It was. Coming
That's
up
my
on
girl.
DBL, caught on camera, flying mattresses. But why are they outside to begin with? And how much money should you be spending on clothes? What you need to know next in Dollars and Cents.
Are you?
So I'm Jeff Schroeder, and we're all going to be learning a new word today. So I'm just randomly going to pick something out of a dictionary that's already been preset, and I'm going to give you my take on what I think it is. So let's get our first word. Chlorofluorocarbon. This is definitely on the table of elements, and you inhale this whether in a gas or pill form, and it makes you run super fast. Chlorofluorocarbon. I didn't get that right at all, did I? Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Budgetologist Felicia Jones is back in the studio, and we are talking budgeting and saving when it comes to your clothes on today's Dollars and Cents presented by John Hancock. Felicia, thanks for coming back in studio with us.
Thank you for having me again.
This is an important one, all about the wardrobe.
It's all about the clothing today.
All right, our question today is from Tina through Facebook. She asks, I love buying clothes, but always feel ashamed when I look at how much I'm spending. How much should I be budgeting?
You know what? This is a really good question, but I want to give you a couple of facts first. On average, we will spend $161 per month on clothing, and when it comes to women, we will spend $150 to $400 a month. And you know, in a lifetime of a woman, $125,000 spent on clothing.
I gotta have a conversation with the wife,
You should have a conversation with the wife. So here are some tips when it comes to budgeting for clothing. First, we're gonna follow the 5% rule. This is where you will take 5% of your income and dedicate it to your monthly clothing allowance. So example, if you make $1,800 a month, that will equate to $90 a month that you can spend on clothing.
That makes sense.
It makes sense, I love that. And then of course, we're gonna shop major sales. Great ways to save a lot of money on clothes. And then finally, I want you to give renting a try.
Oh.
You know, I actually rent jewelry, purses, and dresses, and you can save up to 20 to 50% every month.
A lot of the ladies who work here do that. They rent their dresses because, I mean, they're not going to wear them more than once or twice.
No, they're not. So there you go.
Great tips, Felicia. I love it as always. All right, guys, and to submit your financial questions for the next Dollars and Cents, please email askmrsjones@dailyblastlive.com. And for more info about life insurance and retirement planning, call John Hancock at 1-800-978-0663. We'll be right back.
I did want to tell Sammy. So, Burger King, people are writing in, has the Impossible Whopper. And Shirley just tried it and said it's delicious. So for all the vegans out there, Impossible Whopper is a great idea. And thanks for writing in about that.
Someone tweeted Sam and said, Sam, you gotta dip the Wendy's fries in the Frosty.
Yeah, can I be honest?
And that makes all the difference.
Can I be honest? Come here. We're gonna do a little type. Come here. So at Michigan, and I've been very honest with you guys, I was very depressed. Very depressed at the University of Michigan. And I would go to the Union, and in the Union was a Wendy's. And I would walk in the snow, and I'd cry, and what would happen to my tears? They would freeze. And then my cornea would rip because I would wipe the tear icicle off my...
That's taking the story too far.
No, it's not, and it is. But I would go to eat at Wendy's. And when I ate at the Wendy's, I would dip my fries into the Frosty and then cry.
Okay, that's what you used to do.
So I still do that. To the tears.
You mix it up with the tears, let the tears drop into the Frosty, mix it up.
It was so Wendy's to me, just like Al has a trigger. It made it extra sad, but I will say that everyone has a trigger on that. For instance, Burger King was my dad and sister was our sneak away food, so it always tasted really good.
So it tastes better because you're sneaking away to get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's your go-to sneak food?
Definitely the Wendy's dipping into the Frosty. Yeah, you definitely got to sneak that. Chris is like, that's weird. I'm like, no, it's not.
Well, just don't do it with tears.
I haven't done that in a while though. We might get Wendy's.
Frosties are non-dairy though. That's not sneaking nothing.
Oh,
that's like drinking water.
Whoa, he challenged her.
There's no dairy in Frosty?
Nope.
Oh.
The duel has been set. He slapped
but you still love a good
You want to know about junk food.
Go to Rob.
What's your favorite go-to guilty pleasure? You're feeling low. You gotta have something. You gotta have it.
Number 2, McDonald's, baby.
Everyone has their own thing.
Chocolate shake.
That's it. Everyone. What's yours, Travis? You need to have it. It's a guilty pleasure. You're feeling low.
Yeah.
What food you crave? Fast food. Greasy. I'm a Burger King, which is bad. I like it the smokier and the charred and the worse it is, the better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me know your sad food that you cry into. We're gonna get happier on the next break.
Welcome back to DBL. We've got a couple more stories before we go. Both have crazy video. Check out this close call at a school bus race in Indiana. An out-of-control school bus crashes through the guardrail, stopping just feet from fans. The driver reportedly lost control when the steering broke. Everyone is okay, but some fans were splashed with hot oil. That is terrifying. First of all, what is this?
Oh my!
I mean, what could go wrong when there's 10 school buses going at high speeds?
I was like, the driver.
That's bizarre.
What is that?
I don't understand. I don't know. And then you have to see this wild video of an air mattress invasion. High winds caused dozens of mattresses to go flying through the air. This happened right here, Stapleton, Colorado, during an outdoor movie night event. The mattresses were set up in a field without anything to anchor them down. Tori, what movie do you think was playing?
Was it Gone with the Wind?
Oh, no, I liked it.
Any other ones?
Or Up in the Air? Huh?
Yeah, that is good.
That was good.
That was
No,
good.
that was good.
That was
That was
good.
fun. Yeah.
Yep. Better than what came to my mind.
What was it?
Princess and the Pea. Because of the mattress.
That's fair.
Stupid.
That's okay.
What?
That just shows how often I hang out with my daughter. Too much. Too often.
I don't even get the reference.
It's a mattress.
She's
you don't know the fairy tale Princess and the Pea?
No, fill me in.
Oh, it's about.
She sleeps on 100 mattresses.
Yeah, on 100 mattresses. And did she feel the pea?
Well, yeah, they put a pea on the bottom one, and they want to see if you're a princess. And she's like, "Oh, I slept terribly." And you're like, "You're a real princess."
She felt the pea.
Oh, I thought this was about incontinence.
She felt.
Oh no!
I thought this was a bedwetting and like teaching kids it's okay.
No, it's
like you can be a princess and still ruin the mattress.
It's a vegetable on the bottom of a mattress.
Legume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a legume. Yep. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Schubert here with the DBL Digital team. We have the giggles here at Daily Blast Live. It is Tuesday. Let us know how you are feeling. Let us know how you are feeling today. That's what I'm trying to say. I do have a feel-good story for you that's trending right now. I want to introduce you to Diesel Piper. John's going to bring his picture up. He's great. It's giving me the chills just even think about it. He's a 7th grader from Ohio who just donated all of his livestock winnings to St. Jude. As if that isn't cool enough, guess how much money it was that he won? He won $15,000, and he donated all of it to St. Jude. So we just wanted to give a shout out to Diesel Piper because this will go so far at St. Jude. If you don't know, St. Jude doesn't make its patients pay. It's a cancer research facility. It's from Memphis, so it's very near and dear to my heart because I am from Memphis. It's just a great thing that he's donating this money. So selfless. It's in 7th grade. How old are you when you're in 7th grade, Sam?
13.
13? I mean, this kid is 12 or 13 years old, and he just donated $15,000 of his livestock winnings to St. Jude. Just really cool. I love to hear those kind of stories. I like to share them with you. Let us know what you think. Some of your DBL take. We've got a great show coming up. Bye.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Tuesday, August 20th. I'm here with Erica, Tori, and Brandon. I'm Jeff. Al has the day off. Let's jump right in, guys. We're learning new details about Jeffrey Epstein's last few days. Shockingly, he signed a will just 2 days before he killed himself in a New York jail. Maybe I should say allegedly killed himself, huh? We're also learning he left behind an estimate worth of more than $577 million, including $56 million in cash. Who keeps that kind of cash around? around. Epstein put all of his holdings in a trust, but no word yet on who the beneficiary is. Epstein was facing federal charges of sex trafficking when he took his own life. Now, this make you more suspicious, Erica? Because for me, it kind of confirms that he did take his own life, but there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there.
Yeah, we're taking the same information and coming to two completely opposite conclusions.
Right, exactly.
I absolutely believe that there is more smoke than ever. You are not worth $577 million and not have your affairs in order in terms of a will. The $56 million, I know that is a big number and people are shocked by the fact that he has that much cash. It's less than 10% of his net worth. I'm not that shocked by it. But when you're talking about 2 days before you're found dead in a jail cell, I think that that is alarming because clearly this was an amendment. He likely had a check-in with his affairs or
State.
Yeah, estate. Yep. Probably once a year would be my guess. Yep. So the fact that it was done 2 days before he was found dead is super suspect to me.
I completely agree with Erica on this one. So he all of a sudden changed it 2 days before to go to Darren Indyke. So get to know that name. It's his attorney who doesn't represent anyone but Epstein. And again, no one really knows how Epstein got all this money or assets. So having changed it so quickly before death always makes me think coercion. It makes any kind of insurance stop. It's a little too soon before the death. I hear what you're saying, but man, something is wrong here. Something's really wrong.
I'm sorry, but the insurance thing I didn't think about.
Yeah. They wouldn't pay it out if it's 2 days before.
Which means they have to investigate.
Oh, they have to. Oh, they absolutely have to.
I've been all over YouTube. I watched the videos, all the conspiracy videos, but Jeff, I'm with you on this one. Man. I think he just put it to bed because remember in that New York palace that he had, they found all different types of passports from different countries and all. Now you find $56 million in cash. I'm thinking he's like, I can't buy my way out of this. I can't try and move to another country or pay another country to bring me in or someone to sneak me out. So he just felt like he was at the end and he'd rather take his life.
Too many people wanted that man's mouth shut in my head. Too many people.
Maybe he wanted to keep his own mouth shut. I don't know. I just feel like people are going over, but hey, we're divided. That's what we're here for.
Wait for the Netflix special.
Oh, I hope not. All right, guys. Here's another one we could debate about. Almost 200 of the most powerful CEOs in America are vowing to do better. Sure they are. The leaders of companies like Apple, Amazon, and Home Depot signed a letter saying they're giving up the idea of maximizing profits for shareholders as their top priority. What? They say they're committed to balancing the needs of shareholders with those of the customers, employees, suppliers, and local communities. Good PR stunt. Obviously, I'm on a biased side here, but some are saying it's just a PR move, and if these corporations really cared about their employees, they would pay them more and let them unionize. All right, so you guys know what side I'm on. I think this is a crock.
Tell us how you really feel.
This is a crock. All you do is satisfy your shareholders. Nobody's going to take a plummet in their stocks to be like, hey, we're the coolest kids on the block. No, I don't think so. I'm not buying it. Are you against me on this one too, Erica?
I am. I absolutely am. I think that we're seeing a new day. First of all, we were kind of at the beginning or the middle of the first generation that saw our jobs that we were originally paid to do consolidated with other jobs when we were paid the same amount of money for doing now the jobs of 3 people. I think that the pendulum is swinging another way, and the fact that they are coming forth and publicly saying this is probably some indication of something that's happening in a projected forecast somewhere. What people are really now starting to understand is that when you treat your employees well, they will produce for you better. You don't have to have this like slave-driven mentality. So I think what we're seeing is there is a end to the people who were in these positions. So you have these 75-year-olds who are retiring, and in a lot of cases you have these 35, 40-year-olds who are taking over, and that mentality is completely different.
I hope you're right. I hope you are. I'm just not buying.
I love what Erica is saying. I mean, you just look at how all the millennials now, they don't want to go get a corporate job. They want to be entrepreneurs and run things themselves. And you see, they're more compassionate than, like she said, the 75-year-old people who are CEOs and running these companies now. Plus, I think it's a thing where people are really realizing now that corporate greed influences society more than our own government. Just think about the NRA and lobbyists and that bill that's been sitting on Senator Mitch McConnell's desk for quite some time when it comes to universal background checks, but the money's coming in. So I think it's something that it has to happen, but at the same time, Jeff, Kiss the baby.
Yeah, I think
Kiss the baby.
I want Erica to be
Of
right,
course.
but I do feel you got to walk the walk. And when Amazon is not, when they have rooms for people to faint in because they've been working overtime at Amazon and they don't let them unionize, I think it's a PR move. Now, I think what Erica's saying is true is if they do this and put it out there and then don't follow through, there's a bigger backlash because right now everybody's about transparency. See, you can't just say it and then not follow through on this. It's a bigger backlash had they not even said anything.
Right.
I'll be surprised if all three of these people
actually
take a hit in their yearly gross income from last year because they're going to be a better company.
For more
But
maternity leave?
I don't think it means that they take a hit.
Take a hit, right?
I think that this is a very strategic plan because I don't believe they're going to take a hit. And so I think it is
do well for their company.
Right.
Yeah.
But if they do that, they said they're not going to focus on their shareholders as opposed to the people in the community and the people who work for them. So that means they're going to have to pay out more money to balance that out, right?
No. Well, the hypothesis really is if they treat their employees better, will the production increase?
And I think it
so
would.
that means that if it does, then they are being responsible to their shareholders, but they're also taking care of their
Also,
employees.
I'll spend more money there because they're being nice to the workers, right? So there's like a halo effect there of I'm taking care of my employees. Well, I'm going to put my money there.
I'd like to see the airlines take this stance and say, hey, you know what? Nobody has to pay for bags anymore. I don't think
Or
that's
for a
happening
seat.
ever.
Picking seats.
Yeah. Give me my peanuts back. What's up? Oh, don't get me
Who
started.
are you talking to?
You know
who he's talking
I
to.
see you out there. All right. A group of students from Southern California are being condemned right now and awarding to our viewers. Some may find this content disturbing. It's all over this video showing members of the boys' water polo team at a high school in Garden Grove, California, giving the Nazi salute. They're also singing a song in unison, and the school has strongly condemned the video, saying they addressed the situation but have not disclosed if or how the students were disciplined. Meantime, check out this photo taken on a ride at Universal Studios in Orlando. 4 tourists are seen giving the Nazi salute and showing the white power sign. The group has been banned from the park. So I don't know what their discipline is here. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts here. I don't know what the school is doing. I don't know who these kids' parents are that they're allowing this or perhaps influencing these students. But my punishment would be, especially for the kids in the high school, you have to do community service like at a temple or something. You have to learn why you're doing it because I don't think they know the weight of what they're doing here.
I don't think any generation has had more information at their hands readily available than this generation. I think they absolutely know.
Really?
I think they have imagery, they have visuals, they have museums, they have people talking about it. That was, to me, different than a random guy at a roller coaster putting up the Heil Hitler. That could be a stupid kid, right? That last picture.
Right.
The group before has done this before.
Yeah.
They've been in that room. They know that German song. They know that Heil Hitler, there's a leader. They face inward. That's Nazi Germany, 1939 Nazi youth. That is frightening for me as a Jew. It should be frightening for everybody. Those are children.
Yeah, they're young.
And they're saluting to gassing and massacring and burning human beings alive. And if you say maybe they didn't know, maybe I don't think it's an excuse.
I don't think they know the weight of it.
I
know
think
because
I know
you're
you mean.
obviously showing the weight of it.
Right.
But if they talk to some older people of the Jewish community or something, I think they would be shocked.
I think they know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly
They've
what
never
the
been
weight
more
of that
knowledgeable
is.
about
That's
it.
why they knew they had to go to some abandoned room and have their little
And face away.
powwow and
Right.
face away and
Right.
do what it is that they wanted to do. And then you said that were the parents. I think the parents know. The parents, these kids are learning a lot from their households, or maybe the parents it's a reflection of parent having to work so much that there's no parent in the kid's life to where someone around the neighborhood is just like it's just like a gangs. If the parent is not there, then some OG or some big homie from around the neighborhood show love to that young kid. It's the same thing for these kids with this white supremacist stuff.
Every time they apply for college or degree or job for those children to have that video, because that's the decision they're making as children to put themselves out there.
I would agree with that for sure. Yeah. That would be a good punishment. But man, I'm out on an island here today. All right, guys, we have to do a big DBL shout out to a 12-year-old named Maddie Frecking. She was the only girl to play in this year's Little League World Series. By the way, I love this. And check out some of her mad skills. She killed it, striking out. I love the Little League World Series. I watch it all the time, so I saw her play the whole time. It's very reminiscent of Monet Davis from 5 years ago. She was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. She's getting a lot of the same hype, but good for her.
Yeah,
good for
she's
her.
the 19th girl to play in the World Series, Little League World Series like that. So when someone says, you play ball like a girl, you just say thank you, because this girl was balling
And
the other day.
Look at that. As an athlete, right? That's a look in the zone, right? Like, that's focus, determination. I'm not intimidated by the boys. It's a beautiful shot for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, and the Cubs played the Pittsburgh Pirates, because this happens in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Yeah. And the Cubs were there, and they had all the kids from all the teams in the stands, which was really cool.
Really?
And then they showed Maddie, and she was signing autographs for everybody. Yeah, it's very cool. I love the sportsmanship in the Little League World Series.
Erica, you think she could strike you out?
Definitely. Without a doubt.
I just want to see what your swing was like, Erica. We should set that up.
Without a doubt. My hand-eye coordination is questionable. We were just talking about golf. It's a very bizarre thing.
Maddie's got her number. All right, DBL is live, and coming up, to run the AC or not to run the AC. It's the big debate that's heating up the internet. Plus, a school administrator goes above and beyond for his students and turns his office into a barber shop. It's a very sweet Hart Threads. You don't want to miss it. And you, the viewer, are the fifth host. Should the media including DBL, show photos of suspects or convicted criminals on TV? Your comments on the hot button debate next.
Cashnet.
Are we on?
Hey,
I have pimples in like a straight line, so she's trying to fake them, but I just wanted to point it
Like
out.
a lion's pimples?
No, no, I'm not joking. Like it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know what it is? I figured it out.
Elvis's sideburn?
Yes, it's Elvis's sideburn. No, I do this a lot. Right there.
When you're thinking about life?
Yeah. So sad. A lot of people writing in.
And this is very clean from where the tears come down. It's a good, the salt cleans out.
Tears. I was talking about Wendy's. We're gonna have a chicken challenge coming up next with chicken sandwiches. And at Michigan, there was a Wendy's in the Union, and I would go and dip my Wendy's fries in the Frosty, and I was very depressed during that time, so I'd cry into my Frosty.
Wow, I was just joking, but you made it real.
Things got real deep right there. Okay, thanks, David. I appreciate that. Someone wrote #Frosty Tears. It would be a good campaign.
That's gross. Fries and Frosty.
Yeah, I've never
Fries
done
and Frosty?
it. You ever done
Like
that?
that girl that put the chicken tenders in.
Yeah, I've never.
No. Fries and Frosty make a lot of
It's
sense.
the same as
Sweet,
chicken
salty,
tenders.
hot, cold. It makes sense.
Like fries and Frosty. When does anyone put anything like that?
Has anyone done fries and Frosty?
No, McDonald's and their
God.
ice cream cone.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
All right. So write us in. Let Brandon know. The scoop, get it?
That's gross.
The scoop.
Yeah, thank
No,
you.
you're not a
Look,
psycho.
Everyone that said woo is a psycho. And I, outside of work, I tippy toe around.
You don't. That's not true. That's not true.
Fries and a Frosty. Chocolate Frosty or vanilla Frosty?
I like chocolate. Chocolate.
I don't
If you're
eat
gonna go for the calories, go for chocolate. Don't you think?
Probably the same amount.
Calories.
I know, but go for the chocolate if it's.
I think. What do you think? Vanilla has less calories? I
No,
think
vanilla's more
Vanilla's
boring.
good.
I would
No,
say.
it's not.
Not
Vanilla
if
ice
you
cream
have
is way
like
better.
vanilla bean, like a good ice cream.
Yeah, like a Haagen-Dazs.
Welcome back to DBL. Time for Fifth Host, and we talk about what you're talking about. In the wake of a number of mass shootings and other high-profile cases, many of which we cover right here on Daily Blast Live, we currently choose to not show the images of suspects and people convicted of violent crimes. And yesterday, there was some debate about showing photos of the recent attempted mass shooters on air. So, DBL Nation, are these images appropriate or harmful? Let's get right to the comments.
Well, Dale from Facebook says, let's take race out of this. If you do wrong, you should be shamed, period. Let the consequences be felt. Dale, I wish that race was never in it, but unfortunately, that has been the template for how we shame and show who criminals are. And that's also been the template for racial profiling. I do think it's important that we at least have that conversation. And I think yesterday was the right move to show the faces, because I think that that was a very impactful thing to see a boy who looked like what people would consider the boy next door being taken down for something that was extremely violent and extremely premeditated. I think sometimes we need to see those images, and if we get them before they commit the act, that's the perfect time to do it.
And 3 of them together was sort of more impactful too.
Yeah. Marley from Facebook says, remember when the media even darkened OJ's mugshot to make him look more sinister? Yeah, I love the fact that we're even talking about this, because I feel as though, and I agree with you, Erica, that those 3 young men or those 3 monsters, their faces should be showed, because if we're talking about see something, say something, let's say me and you saw one of those kids a couple months back and they were doing something a little dodgy around a shed or a warehouse, we're going to want to call the FBI or the police to let them know, hey, we saw these kids back then, they were with such and such, and now they have some sort of timeline so they can get all corporates involved.
Interesting. Well, Ned from YouTube says the media has a long tradition of reinforcing the stereotype of the dangerous black male by showing mugshots of black youths and adults accused of crimes. I see there are 2 sets of rules. Ned, beautifully, sorry I didn't have my camera there, absolutely stunningly said, absolutely right. I agree with Erica, it was the right move yesterday. To see 3 white young boys puts it in a historical context of an epidemic, of a pattern. And that's important when we talk about the American narrative. And it's not just the winners, it's also the people you never thought. So I agree with Eric on this one.
All right, Chanel from Facebook says, because of the racist slant put on many of the stories in the media, I feel that showing photos, especially of non-minorities, offers balance to the history of what a criminal looks like in America. Chanel, I've been going against everybody all day. Why stop now? Here's my thing. These people commit these crimes or try to commit these crimes specifically for the notoriety of the situation. If you're a molester, you do something else, by all means, put it all over. I want everybody to know who you are. If you want to put in the text, hey, these are 3 white males, there's a pattern forming here, I'm all for that. I don't mind that. But for the reason of the notoriety, that's exactly what they want. Why would we give them exactly what they want? That's the part I don't like.
And I go back and forth on that, right? But I do think it's important, since we've had a narrative of almost exclusively dark people being considered evil or criminals, it's important to show the other side. I think it's very important for history to see that.
That's
but
fine. Say it. I don't care. I don't care. I wish race wasn't an issue, like Erica said. Say that. There's a pattern forming here. They're all young white males, but we're choosing not to give them what they want, because I hear that. I don't want people to do copycat things. I want them to be forgotten in history. That's my 2 bits. Coming up on DBL, the next time you're at your favorite department store, you might see used clothing. We'll tell you what's behind the shopping trend. And being sent to the assistant principal's office is usually a bad thing, but not for this school. Find out why in Hart Threads next.
Are you? Hey guys, it's Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital Team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, but right now it's time for Fast Blast, where I give you all the news you need to know in under 2 minutes. Let's get that timer up. Here we go. Airlines are expecting record crowds next weekend for Labor Day. 17.5 million people are expected to fly between August 28th and September 3rd. That's more than 2.5 million passengers a day. DBL Nation, do you have plans to travel over the holiday weekend? Let me know using the hashtag dbltake. Do you use a lot of emojis? A new study shows that could say a lot about your sex life. Researchers at the Kinsey Institute surveyed over 5,000 people and determined that people who use more emojis in online communication went on more first dates and even had more sex. Woo! Frequent emoji users in the study were more likely to have kissed on dates and even entered into relationships with their dates. Dang. DBL Nation, do you think this study adds up? And what emojis do you use to flirt? Check this out. A 125-year-old dime just sold at a Chicago coin auction. Any guesses how much it sold for? $1.32 million. And here's the thing, this isn't just any dime piece. This is an 1894 S Barber dime, and there were reportedly only 24 of these ever made. Now, the man who bought the coin is an avid coin collector and says he's working toward a collection that includes one example of every coin ever made by the U.S. Mint from 1792 until now. Well, to me, this seems like a lot of work and doesn't make much sense. Get it? Sense? Either way, we wish him the best of luck. Do you live in one of the friendliest states in America? Big 7 Travel just released its data on which state is the most friendly. First, let me tell you the least friendly. That's right, you guessed it, it's the Big Apple. New York ranks as the least friendliest state. Does this surprise you? The survey questioned people about their southern charm or their flat-out rudeness, and it turns out the friendliest state in America is Minnesota. But hey,
welcome back to DBL. Now today's Hart Threads is all about a school leader who goes above and beyond. Watch how an assistant principal is using his barbering skills to enhance students' self-esteem. This assistant principal connects with students through free haircuts. LaShawn Mathis is an administrator at a South Carolina high school. He learned how to cut hair in college to pay his way through school. Today, he gives free haircuts to students at his school. It's a way to connect with students and get to know them.
You talk to anybody, they enjoy sitting in the barbershop. They enjoy the conversations in the barbershop. The truths come out in the barbershop.
He's always been there. You know, my pops passed when I was 15. So, I mean, ever since, you know, he passed, I could always count on Mr. Mattress to be here for me. I can come in and talk to him about anything.
Mr. Mathis helps the students gain confidence and learn life skills.
Just being able to see them actually understand some of the tidbits that I was actually telling them about in middle school, and actually now they're applying it now, it's like, whoa.
Doing great things, Mr. Mathis, and we'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
All right. What's going on, guys?
What's going on is I'm really tired of the hashtag Hot Girl Summer.
What is that? I know.
Hot Girl Summer?
It's either a hot girl summer or you're having a Sierra summer. We're having Sierra summer.
What? I've never heard of this. What's the difference?
So Miley Cyrus broke up with Liam Hemsworth and was like kissing on Brody Jenner's ex-girlfriend.
I work here.
Okay, so someone wrote, Brody Jenner wrote Hot Girl Summer.
And that's not where that came from.
From Drake.
Wow,
it's
Tori.
just a very popular.
That was bad. That was like horrendous.
That's not, no. Dr. Morgan.
I need to go.
I don't know what hashtags are. My life's falling apart.
So they wrote that because they were describing. Okay, so a hot girl summer is a single girl who's really feeling herself, doing what she got to do for the summer.
Okay.
That's hot girl summer, so it doesn't apply to me?
Like
no,
feeling
it's
her
nothing
life. Yeah, no, it doesn't. A Sierra summer is when you're booed up.
Really?
I'm booed up.
Yeah.
So I'm having a Sierra
summer. You're having
Russell
a
Wilson summer. Russell Wilson would come into Salt and Straw and get a sundae with Sierra. They were the kindest people I've ever met.
Cool. So wait, is having a Russell Wilson summer real?
No.
That's a hashtag? Oh.
You should.
We're starting it right now?
Start the hashtag.
I'm having a Russell Wilson summer. I feel pretty good.
You feel good about it?
I got a good boo.
You got booed up.
Season's about to start. I'm very optimistic.
I'm not having a Sierra summer because I didn't understand what hot girl summer was. I'm so embarrassed.
You thought it was made up by
Brody Jenner.
Where did you go down? Where did you get there?
Because that's what it all started. Everyone's hashtagging hot girl summer.
That's
after
not
Peter.
where it all started.
Yeah, it's clearly
months
not.
ago.
It's definitely
This is
not.
how rumors start.
I thought it was Meg the Stallion. It was Drake.
Was it Meg Thee Stallion?
No one knows.
Wow, you've been reading Tori's
Oh man. DBL Nation, help us out terribly.
If someone from DBL Nation knows this, then I'm going to be surprised. Because I said dry snitching.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No one knew what
We looked it up.
What's dry snitching mean?
Well, you looked it up. It's a real
Is
thing.
it a sex
I told
thing?
you.
Santana Moss told the
I heard
press
your-
you better stop dry snitching on us.
What's that mean?
Tana Man?
What's that mean?
I played with his brother, Sonoris.
What is the
So I didn't
dry
know. I didn't know what it meant.
Well, what does it mean?
It means so Brody Jenner's ex-girlfriend.
Megan Stallion.
No, it means by snitching by accident.
Oh, letting it out by accident?
Yeah, like turning someone in by accident. You know.
How?
So like if you saw me and I'm like, oh, I just called in sick from work, but you saw me like at the
I
bar
dry
or
sni-
something,
yeah.
you'd be like, oh, I just had lunch with Jeff at the bar.
And I didn't. Oh, I see. That's dry snitching.
Yeah, and you.
I know.
I was gonna say something.
I know. I knew exactly what
I got mad at you, and it was a fake story, and I got mad at you. Like, why would you do that?
I was like, you're so angry with me. This has not happened, actually. It was Megan Thee Stallion, and being a hot girl is about being unapologetically you, having fun, being confident, living your truth, being the life of the party.
All right.
She just stares
Don't do
at the
that. Just
camera.
pay your half of the bill, hot girl.
What?
Oh.
That's a whole new.
Well, if you're going out with Brandon, you're
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, right, T-Bone?
We sure do. Sorry, it was about this.
Sometimes.
No, we do. A lot of people actually writing in about the Nazi youth, and Michael Loveland wrote us and say, these kids know, they choose. Education is not the response to Nazism. Obliteration of the concept is the proper response. And I wonder, do you think community service would be lost on these kids?
I don't know. I always feel like I just feel like being in that environment, like if you're racist, I think being around the people that you're racist against is going to help you. If you have Nazi tendencies, I don't know the word there.
Right.
Being around Jewish people and hearing some old stories of what they went through and how it affected their whole family, or going to Jerusalem, or being part of that, absorbing that culture, I feel like is the best lesson.
Or is that only because you are a good person?
Maybe because
it
taught me the most. I've learned things about being around people rather than in textbooks.
Right, traveling and all of that.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would affect them.
there's something about confronting your fear, because really it comes from fear of the other.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. We just got to get it together either way. All right, guys, here's what's coming up next on DBL.
Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A versus Wendy's. Who's got the best chicken sandwich? We're taste testing them live. Then, a shopping shakeup. Why are more and more department stores selling used clothing? And the great AC debate of 2019. How cool do you keep your home? The new energy guidelines. When DBL comes back.
I have a really cool story for you. If we weren't on, I do have a really cool story for you that we were debating about. What are your thoughts on a new Matrix? Because it's actually in the works, according to Variety right now. It's a story I'm working on. Matrix 4 officially a go with Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, and one of the Wachowski brothers. I can never say that correctly. Now, I think it'd be cool to see, but people are done with it. Rob, would you want to see a new Matrix?
I might.
See?
I feel like I've already kind of seen
it?
Like,
There's like nothing.
I got the idea. I'm good.
You're good. Someone, John over there is yelling, it's done. I could get into it. I could get behind it. So apparently I'm the only one everywhere. I think it'd look cool in CGI. Because seeing things in technology back in 1999 and how, like, I was watching some Jurassic Park trailers the other day, and the fact that I was scared of them kind of cracks me up now, because it's so fake looking. Like, it's so fake. And it terrified me to death. So I feel like this could be a chance to, like, make it look...
There could be some cool CGI.
Yes. That's where I'm going with this. Anyway, DBL, let me know what you think. You can actually sit down. This is my, like, let's free the digital area. People, if you need to work, go ahead. Please sit down, Roslyn. She's working on some YouTube videos. Anyway, let me know what you think about Matrix 4, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. We are live. Let's get started, guys. Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx are officially...
No.
That means they're done. After 6 years together, oh, there's the noise.
Okay.
There are rumors they've been broken up since May, right around the time they made their red carpet debut at the Met Gala, if you remember. This comes after Jamie was spotted holding hands with this much, much younger singer/model.
I think this is a great example that if you want your business to stay private, you can absolutely do that, because the reason why we won't be talking about this breakup for much longer is because we have zero tea, and when you have zero tea, it just can't be.
Whoa, did you
I don't know where
that was pretty good.
That was better than the glove don't fit. Wow, Erica. But I agree with Erica Cochran over there, because we have nothing to go by when it comes to those two. But if you look at like a Sophie Turner and Nick Jonas, Joe Jonas, one of the Joe Bros. As soon as they break up, then the media is going to go crazy with hypotheticals. Why is this? Is
Liam
she too
Hemsworth?
successful? You just see it. So I like the.
I think hiding away,
private.
and I want to know if you agree, under Tom Cruise's shadow in those weird 5 years has taught her how to play it under the radar really, really well. I mean, she kind of disappeared for a good half a decade. Until she divorced him.
Like Erica said, if you want to not be seen, you can have
do
that.
it. Yeah.
You can have
You know what she was glad that Jamie didn't do?
What?
Jump on couches and be like, I love Katie.
Yeah.
I love Katie.
That was so annoying.
I love Katie.
Annoying.
Jamie Foxx isn't doing that.
No. That was so
not at all.
annoying.
I love Katie.
He might be.
I guarantee he did it at home.
All right.
Role play.
You're right. I think you're right. All right, guys. Full House star Bob Saget wished his co-star John Stamos a happy birthday yesterday in the most hilarious way by posting an epic photo of the two of them, saying, "This is the manliest picture I could find of the two of us. I am so proud to have you in my life for the past 75 years." Just so you know, Stamos turned 56 yesterday. He looks fantastic.
He looks amazing, but honestly, I need to bring this up. So you had something yesterday called, we had a bromance, but it was like more than a bromance. It got like real. You know,
like
how
real?
Like real.
Oh,
so
real,
we have some pictures. This is Cameron Mathison. He is the host of Home and Family. Look at this. Look at the love.
Look at your
Look at the heart bubbles. Then they went golfing.
We did.
Look at it. Sunset.
The music's a little
You guys, at one point I interrupted you and you said on air, don't bust in on my bromance, and you got like mad.
Listen, that guy is kind of like, I look up to him. You know what I mean? Like an older brother. He's the better version of me. I'm just going to be perfectly honest.
He's way better than me. Yeah.
You guys got the broke down Cameron Mathison.
Oh my God, stop it.
He's in better shape than me. He's a way better golfer than me. He doesn't put carbs in his mouth.
Oh, no carbs?
He's perfect. This guy, I'm not kidding though. He has a fantastic career. He was at Home and Family. He does stuff for the Hallmark Channel. He travels all over the world. He does fantastic things. I look up to Cam. You know, he's a great role model for me.
That sounds like Schroeder 2.0 right there.
Yeah, it does.
I'm going to be honest, it is.
That picture, heart bubbles.
I'm going to say there is no Schroeder 2.0. It's only going to be the Schroeder 1.0.
Right.
You're not a broke down version of Cameron Mathison. I love Cameron Mathison, but you got that grit. You got that thing. You got own that.
It's our Chicago
It's
thing.
Chicago.
Yeah,
sure.
Chicago.
That's a Chicago
I was
thing.
just giving Cam his props. I appreciate him being
and
here.
he's a great guy.
He is terrific. I mean, fantastic. We went golfing like those pictures, and I had a bad shot, and I swore, and I was like, I felt bad about it. I was like, ooh.
Sorry, Dad.
He probably didn't like that.
Just real quick, what are your feelings on B London 1.0?
Oh.
Silence! No, I'm just kidding. No, I tell you all the time.
Tell me one more time.
Brandon loves to, first of all, he just sets this up as if I'm just going to be so mean to him, but really he's just fishing for a compliment. So here we go. First of all, Brandon will be growing his hair back out.
Yeah, I like that.
That's not a compliment.
No, I'm telling you. You're going to be growing your hair back out.
Okay.
Because you aren't a cheap version of anyone else. You are the best version of yourself. And you liked yourself that way. And you should do what makes you feel great as the best version of yourself.
Wait, I want one.
You have to be a broke down Michael Strahan.
It's pinned in.
It's pinned in too. Erica.
That's beautiful.
He likes his hair long. I think his hair looks great long. It really gives him a distinguished look. And it's something different. I think that he should own that.
And if we're going to just jump on the compliment wagon, I'll jump on for you, B. London.
Yeah.
That Erica Cochran joke, maybe the best of the year.
It was. It was really good.
I
agree. It was really good.
Fast.
It was fast.
Yeah.
So fast.
Your timing has improved in a year.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will say this.
Wait.
I was going to give you a compliment.
I'm good after Erica's.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Rejected Tori. Hey, that's a compliment in itself, buddy, right there.
Tori.
Sorry.
Wow.
We got a
Like, how low can you go?
Dude, get under there.
Okay. We love you, Tori.
What the heck was that?
I don't know.
I didn't know it was
I like Brandon 1.0.
We were giving you compliments and you just shut Tori
But
down.
I was fishing and it's
Oh, wait, hold on.
in the bait.
You want this knife you put in my bag? Here you go.
I've been looking for this.
Wow, we got to move on from that. But
my heart
I'm
hurts.
shook.
You're shook.
All right, that was a lot of emotions
Yeah.
from Cam Mathison to Brandon bringing it here. I was like,
Wow.
all over the board here at DBL. All right, we're moving on. JCPenney and Macy's wants to get thrifty. The department stores are teaming up with an online consignment store to start selling secondhand clothes and accessories. Soon you'll see sections inside a few dozen stores with used items. I kind of like this.
I love this idea. I think it's affordable, sustainable. It's good for the environment. It looks cooler for Macy's. It looks cooler for JCPenney's. It's family friendly. You can then donate. All of this is a win-win-win. And in a place where brands need to make a stand, this is a great stand that doesn't hurt anyone and benefits everybody.
Right, but here's my thing. Of course, I always got to find the monetary value in things.
I was going to say.
So I like giving my clothes away to Goodwill and things like that. You know what I mean? So people could get them at a discount or for free even.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if I'm giving my clothes away to somebody like a Macy's or something and they're profiting on it,
So
what's my benefit?
Well,
You're doing that anyway.
Right, but yeah, I know, but I don't like big name stores to get my things for free.
H&M gives you 20% off if you donate like 20 pieces of textile, and then they recycle that textile. So they do give you a benefit. So some should. They might give you something if you bring in clothing as well.
But just to be clear, because I think a lot of people do think differently about this, some people are donating to certain places that they are making a profit and have CEOs who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars. It is not non-for-profit. So you should know that.
Yeah, be aware of that.
I did not know that.
Well, now I feel way lower.
Me too.
I needed a pickup. Tori 1.0. No,
hey, we're going to eat some chicken sandwiches later.
Sounds like a plan. I can't wait.
I'm excited about it.
I'm excited about that, too.
You're not allowed to be that.
Okay, sorry.
And later in the show, we're going to give you tips, including eating chicken sandwiches, but that's not what the tips are, on how much you should spend on clothes, so don't miss our dollars and cents segment. Look at us, just teasing all the future of this show. All right, what temperature do you keep your thermostat at when you're sleeping? Well, according to this viral tweet, you should keep it at 82 degrees and 85 degrees when you're not home. Consumer Reports says this cuts down on energy usage and costs. So we want to hear from you, DBL Nation. Hit us up at dblvote.com and let us know how cool you keep it in your house. 82 is way too hot.
That's the heat on. You had the heat on at 82.
That is too hot. How is that saving energy? I guess.
What's your temperature at? What's your go-to?
This is the one time where we get high on our own supply. We go 69.
Oh.
All right.
We put it at 60.
I was with you. I'll get you out of this one.
Thank you.
71.
Thank you, Jeff.
71. Okay.
I have kids, so I can't have it too cold. Otherwise, I might go 68.
All right. All right. I like it at 72.
Okay.
But I like it with a little fan going, like a little Beyonce breeze.
Okay.
Beyonce breeze.
Well, you know she has fans.
What?
Like she always has fans. Fans!
What are you talking about?
Fans like blow her hair, like at concerts and during the videos.
Instead of AC.
Oh, and you feel like Beyonce?
No, sometimes.
Okay. How about you, B. London?
I don't know how to top that one. I go 61 to 65 because it's nice and cold. I run hot, but I like to cuddle. So I want to be comfortable while I cuddle.
Yeah, but the woman's not comfortable.
Yes, she is.
No, that's ice cold.
Girl, you got these big arms wrapped
Lord,
around her.
Mercy.
Huh? It's like the Earth's core. It's like the Earth's core. It just heats up from inside out.
God.
What?
Oh.
You're not going to get on?
No, I can't even give it a compliment. I can't insult it. I can't do anything.
Sure you can.
No, this is PMA, positive mental attitude today. I learned that from a compliment.
Oh, a compliment.
DBL fan wrote that in. I have to
man.
He's getting good at
quote my
this. He's
source.
getting good at this.
Quote my source.
You're not happy about it.
I'm very upset.
Just express your feelings. What's going on here?
Well, I've never been shut down with a compliment before, and I give really good compliments.
Okay, go. If it's not better than Erica's, I don't want it though.
Okay.
Wow, double down.
Brandon,
Now there's
you
pressure.
literally are looking a gift horse in the mouth.
That's right.
You had such a good compliment, Erica. It almost brought me to real
making this
natural
worse.
tears. Not stage tears, real tears. So,
What about I gave you a compliment too, though?
you give me compliments all the time, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Like even like when we go out and like you like every time you say bye, he's like, "Hey, come here, bring it in, Italian style, mafioso." I'm like, I love it. I feel like Big Damone Jr. Damone Jr.
All right, we're gonna do the final vote. You want to give a compliment after that? 65 to 69 is the temperature.
Okay.
Maybe we'll save the compliment for the end of the show.
I think it has to be.
All right, we're gonna build it up.
Okay.
Coming up on DBL, air mattresses go flying when the winds pick up. We'll tell you where this crazy scene happened and who's got the best chicken sandwich in town. Popeyes, Wendy's, or Chick-fil-A. We'll do a live taste test next.
The best compliment. We're I'm building telling up to you. it.
It's gonna be like Shakespeare.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and you're
You
gonna
should
really
write it
regret
down.
like cutting me down.
I didn't cut you down.
You
We just had
100%
another
cut me down.
story.
There was no other way about it.
It was pretty.
I was mid, and then I was blood.
DBL Nation. Well, you know what, Tori? I think you're a wonderful person.
Oh.
So regardless of
should save it for
that
everybody.
mishap that I just had, I would like to apologize for that and to tell you your sparkly eyelids are amazing. So good, it's better than a chicken sandwich from. Can't tell you because that's coming up next.
I'll take that compliment.
We're really getting good at
I will take that compliment, and I appreciate that. And I will accept that apology, even though it was. I accept that apology.
It's real. You know
I
it's
accept it.
real. You know you're my homegirl.
Of course I do.
I love you like free lunch.
Always. Oh, Michael Loveland says to punch him. John Venturini says Tori's compliments are so amazing they are in iambic pentameter.
What does that mean?
That's Shakespearean rhythm. Da 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 da.
Who wrote that?
John Venturini.
Wow, John, I didn't know the sophistication level.
Iambic pentameter is fantastic.
What is your favorite Shakespeare play?
Macbeth.
Is that the one for Sleep No More?
Yeah.
In New York City? Sleep No
I played
More?
Lady
That was
Macbeth in
fun.
high school. It got real.
Okay. What was your favorite Romeo and Juliet? The one with the Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh yeah,
That was
Baz
the best
Luhrmann.
one by far,
So he
yeah.
did Moulin Rouge. Did you fall asleep?
I did for a little
That's
bit.
great.
I'm back.
Baz Luhrmann was a really good. No, he's coming out with a new Elvis.
I'm not gonna watch the Elvis movie.
Why? Oh, cultural appropriation.
yeah.
Oh, there's a
was-
lot of people feel that way. He stole a lot of black music from Chuck Berry.
My mother used to go on rants about Elvis.
A lot of people feel that way. That's
Go on
interesting.
rants
That's
about him.
that's really. I don't think a lot of people know that.
Hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
You know, he became a star off of it.
Welcome back to DBL. Have you heard the big news? Anybody? All right. The fast food chain Popeyes has a new chicken sandwich, but here's the real story. There's now an online war between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A. The beef between the two even has its own name. Hashtag Chicken Wars. Who's with me?
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. We're not making this up. It started with this tweet from Chick-fil-A that says, bun plus chicken plus pickles equals all love. For the original, 15,000 people like this tweet. Not bad. Popeyes fired back, tweeting a simple question to Chick-fil-A. Y'all good? This got more than 250,000 likes. And check this out. Even Wendy's jumped in and they tweeted, y'all out here fighting about which of these fools has the second best chicken sandwich. Oh, I think they won that battle. All right. We're going to put this beef to rest once and for all. We have a Chick-fil-A sandwich, a Popeyes sandwich, and a Wendy's all-chicken sandwich. And DBL Nation, join in on the fun, too, and the discussion. Head to dblvote.com and let us know which chicken sandwich is your favorite. We're going to start with the one that started the whole war. We're going to start with Chick-fil-A, all right? Let's take a little bite. Let's get in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I just like that crunch. Okay.
Tastes
like
like
that.
closed on Sundays.
What's that?
It is closed on Sundays.
Closed on Sundays.
Oh,
Chick-fil-A.
I thought you meant
All
clothes.
right, cleanse the palate. Cleanse the palate. All right, Popeyes is in the early lead, just to keep you guys up. Now we're gonna try the very confident Popeyes. Let's try that out.
Okay.
Are you digging it?
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Spicy, seasoning.
I do like the
Got a
seasoning.
little something
They
for
got
the
good
soul.
seasoning.
They do. They do.
That's really good.
Anybody got a napkin?
No, we just got to keep going with it.
Keep going, baby.
Finally, someone who doesn't want to miss out on the party, and that's Wendy's. Let's try this out.
That sounds so sad.
I know.
I also want to be there.
Sounds a lot like somebody I know.
Okay, Wendy's. Rest in peace, Dave Thomas.
Not even a competition.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm telling you, I
Not
think
even
I
a
know.
competition.
Who's yours?
It's Popeyes, hand down.
Whoa, really?
Both hands down.
I gotta be honest, I like a spicy sandwich.
Yeah.
I like a spicy chicken sandwich. These are originals. But that flavor from Popeyes is the
Really?
best.
You do?
Yeah, Popeyes.
Okay, I gotta be honest with you right now. I think by far and away it's Chick-fil-A. By far now, I don't like the splash of homophobia, but I do think it's the better chicken sandwich.
I thought we
I get
wiped the
where you're going with
homophobia off. No?
No, they didn't.
Oh, all right.
You had to go there on a fun, nice segment, but
I mean, Popeyes, hands down. Come on,
Really?
Popeyes, baby.
Popeyes is a more thought out sandwich.
What do you
There's
mean?
the spices.
Yeah.
The breading is just more crispy. The chicken is more tender. And check out this bun. You can actually
bun,
see the difference in the bun.
Erica's going after it.
The
Let's see
bun.
that.
Look at that
Wow,
bun.
let's see it,
It
Erica.
has a little yellow in it from like all the buttery goodness. It's just better.
Interesting.
Didn't change your mind?
No, I do like the Chick-fil-A and the Chick-fil-A sauce.
All right.
And a lot of our viewers wrote in, and Chick-fil-A so far in comments have been winning. What about?
Right here, let's look at the final vote up here. Is that
Whoa,
68% or
60%.
Popeyes.
Let me tell you though, Popeyes is the reason why my husband and I are married.
Really?
He took me there for our first date.
How romantic.
And he ordered all dark meat. I was like, who are you? All dark meat. And family ate whatever.
8 piece?
Yes.
With a biscuit?
There was like 52 pieces of chicken and it was all dark meat. And I was like, dark meat? And he goes, you don't like dark meat? I'm like, you do like dark meat? Why are you asking me questions I should be asking you?
Oh my,
It was a wrap.
Perfectly honest.
Does he eat hot sauce?
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Let me be honest. If we started dating, I would be scared to like. I wouldn't be like, you want to go to Popeyes? You know what I mean? It sounds controversial, but you know what I'm saying?
No. Oh, yeah. Anthony said.
You know what I mean? I give props to Anthony for pulling that trigger.
He was like, I'm going to get something to eat. Do you want to go? I was like, where are you going? He's like, I'm going to Popeyes. I was like, well, I got to see this.
Wow, well, that explains it.
I love him. I love him.
That's an Instagram story.
My
right there.
crush on Erica's husband and Cam Mathison is like. Coming up on Daily Blast Live, caught on camera flying mattresses, but why are they outside to begin with? Well, you gotta stick around to find out. And how much money should you be spending on clothes? What you need to know next in Dollars and Cents.
Are you? Hey, DBL Nation, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm Jeray for the Slay, and while we're here, go ahead and pull up those search bars, J-A-R-A-Y for the Slay, okay? Let's be friends and let's talk more about what your beauty needs are. Now, for today, we're talking about skin that slays. And in today's Skin That Slays episode, I want to talk about the nitty-gritty, guys. The good stuff that really makes your skin get going. I'm talking about serums. Yes, I said skin serum, okay? Not scarum, serums, all right? Now, a serum is going to be more of a concentrated value of ingredients that are helping to change and make sure that your skin looks its absolute best. Now, with skin serums, you don't want to actually be overdoing it at the same time and lapping on serum plus oil plus all this extra stuff. So you kind of actually want a basic routine when you're using a serum. But let's go back to what a serum is. Serums are going to be a highly concentrated value of vitamins that are going to be able to be a much smaller molecule so that they're able to get into your skin. Now, when you're using a serum, these are typically helping with affecting change in the skin, such as dryness, radiance in the skin, or maybe even for more acne-prone skin too. A couple of of different serums that you can get would be like a hyaluronic-based serum for more hydrating skin. A antioxidant-based serum would be something with retinol. This guy is going to be for more brightening into the skin. Another one would be a serum with salicylic acid. These guys are going to be for more of your acneic skin type or people with more clogged pores. Now, serums are a wonderful way to actually treat your skin, but don't forget to make sure that you still cleanse your skin beforehand and moisturize afterwards. This will help to make sure that your serum is actually going to get into your skin and really help you out. So until next time, guys, let me know what your favorite serums are, and maybe we can go ahead and mix and match with some serums, okay? We'll see you guys next time for your next beauty.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Budgetologist Felicia Jones is back in the studio, and we are talking budgeting and saving when it comes to your clothes on today's Dollars and Cents presented by John Hancock. Felicia, thanks for coming back in studio with us.
Thank you for having me again.
This is an important one, all about the wardrobe.
It's all about the clothing today.
All right, our question today is from Tina through Facebook. She asks, I love buying clothes, but always feel ashamed when I look at how much I'm spending. How much should I be budgeting?
You know what? This is a really good question, but I want to give you a couple of facts first. On average, we will spend $161 per month on clothing, and when it comes to women, we will spend $150 to $400 a month. And you know, in a lifetime of a woman, $125,000 spent on clothing.
I gotta have a conversation with the wife,
You should have a conversation with the wife. So here are some tips when it comes to budgeting for clothing. First, we're gonna follow the 5% rule. This is where you will take 5% of your income and dedicate it to your monthly clothing allowance. So example, if you make $1,800 a month, that will equate to $90 a month that you can spend on clothing.
That makes sense.
It makes sense. I love that. And then of course, we're gonna shop major sales. Great ways to save a lot of money on clothes. And then finally, I want you to give renting a try.
Oh.
You know, I actually rent jewelry, purses, and dresses, and you can save up to 20 to 50% every month.
A lot of the ladies who work here do that. They rent their dresses because, I mean, they're not going to wear them more than once or twice.
No, they're not. So there you go.
Great tips, Felicia. I love it as always. All right, guys, and to submit your financial questions for the next Dollars and Cents, please email askmrsjones@dailyblastlive.com. And for more info about life insurance and retirement planning, call John Hancock at 1-800-978-0663. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Good Hair. Hey guys, today I am going to be trying my first ever corn dog. I've never seen a corn dog, I've never smelled a corn dog, tasted a corn dog, ever. The only time I've really heard about a corn dog, I think, if I'm correct, was when Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman said, let's pop a squat and eat a corn dog. That might be completely incorrect. I'm sure you guys will write in and let me know. But let the corn dog commence. Okay, so this is my first look at a corn dog. It looks slightly questionable, but I'm gonna sniff it. It kind of smells like it should taste like a donut. Okay, it's not hot, so I'm just gonna go for it. Do I just bite in? Just bite in? Oh, you know what? That's all right. It tastes kind of a little sweet. It tastes like a hot dog with sweet, chewy bread. You know what? With a bit of ketchup, I would rate this quite highly. 7 out of 10. To all the corn dog lovers out there, I salute you and I join the club.
So I'm Jeff Schroeder, and we're all going to be learning a new word today. So I'm just randomly going to pick something out of a dictionary that's already been preset, and I'm going to give you my take on what I think it is. So let's get our first word. Chlorofluorocarbon. This is definitely on the table of elements, and you inhale this whether in a gas or pill form, and it makes you run super fast. Chlorofluorocarbon. I didn't get that right at all, did I?
Welcome back to DBL. You have to see this wild video of an air mattress invasion. High winds caused dozens of mattresses to go flying through the air. This happened right here in Denver, Colorado during an outdoor movie night. The mattresses were set up in a field, obviously without anchoring them down. So kind of like a movie in the park, but they had mattresses. I like the concept, but they didn't fully think it through.
Didn't follow through with it.
Didn't follow through.
It's Stapleton. They're hoity-toity up there.
Oh.
Ooh, or maybe they'll rethink it. Now this brings us to the part in the show where, Tori, you're going to compliment Brandon?
Yes. I find the way that you treasure your loved ones absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow,
Tori.
that was nice.
Thank you, Tori.
And look, you accepted it.
Yeah, I did.
Look,
It
you
was
got
awesome.
a little teary-eyed.
It was awesome. Yeah. I was more
That was
teary on Erica's, though.
Jesus,
Like, it was a compliment.
We only have 10 more seconds. You couldn't just hold on.
You couldn't even hold Hold your tongue, Brandon.
Erica, I'm cherishing that one.
I take it back.
See?
Wow, that was well thought out.
Yes,
now
it
Tori's
was.
getting teary-eyed.
Well, I'm sad. Why? Yeah, I am. Do you have a compliment for me?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Tori, you look amazing in hot pink.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
That wasn't even that great, but the way he said, he's like, girl, you look good in hot pink.
Yeah.
See you guys tomorrow, same time, same place.